Welcome, folks, to the greatest show where dice roll high and the nerds all go. Comics, games, and a meme or two. Talking about the geeky stuff we all live through. From wizards and warlocks to sci-fi delight. We're breaking down the best, yeah, we do it right. Guests from the net, legends untold. Streaming their stories and maybe some gold. It's TableTop Talk, roll for fun. Crits and fails, we love each one. Comics, movies, games galore. If you're a nerd, well, say no more. Oh, you like D&D? Great! We've got hot takes hotter than a red dragon's breath. Big rolls, bold goals, and questionable life choices. Roll for fun. Crits and fails, we love each one. Comics, movies, games galore. If you're a nerd, well, say no more. Oh, you like D&D? Great! We've got hot takes hotter than a red dragon's breath. Big rolls, bold goals, and questionable life choices. It's TableTop Talk, roll for fun. Crits and fails, we love each one. Comics, movies, games galore. Grab some dice, get ready for more. Ladies and gentlemen, goblins and wizards, roll high and hold on tight. Introducing your TableTop Talk host, the roller of natural 20s, the master of memes, dungeon master of disaster. Low tabletop rolls.
Good evening, adventurers and storytellers. Welcome to another episode of TableTop Talks, the show where we dive deep into creativity, community, and all things nerdy. I'm your host, Tabletop Rose, and tonight we are unleashing the pure chaos into this stream. Imagine if, Stephen King, Jim Carrey, and a songwriting prodigy and a golden retriever formed a rock band. That's the energy that we are working with tonight. Expect horror takes, comedy breakdowns, alien conspiracies, possibly, maybe, lyrical madness, emotional real talk, animal appreciation, rants, and probably at least 3 moments where we all collectively question reality. So buckle up, hydrate, stretch those laughing muscles, and maybe have a stress ball nearby. Because this is around about a 2-hour emotional roller coaster. And yes, screaming is encouraged. Anyway, on with the introduction. For this tonight's guest, she's a brilliant creator, horror enthusiast, a comedy connoisseur, a lyrical powerhouse, and an animal lover with a heart of gold. Please give a massive tabletop welcome to the one, the only, SwayKween.
Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's been fantastic. How are you doing? Honestly, it's so great to have you on the show.
Yes, thank you for having me. This is fun.
It's so much fun. It is so much fun talking to you. I have such a good time. But first, let's loosen up, shall we? I can hear it in your voice. You're a little bit nervous. So, a couple of questions just to really get us going. Also, welcome in Rain in the audience. Hello. Let's start. Let's simply start with, for example, if your life right now was a horror movie, what would it be called?
Oh gosh, what would the horror movie be called?
That is your life.
That is my life. I think that's what it would be called. That's my life.
That's just it. That's just it, and I love it. It's honestly, it's so good. It's so good.
doesn't it be called just that's my life and make people question?
I love that. Okay, all right. So a quick fire, just for you. Describe yourself in 3 emojis. Go.
Funny, happy, and sick.
The funny, the happy, and the sick emoji. I'm really sorry to hear
Yeah,
about the sick
yeah.
emoji.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a good kind.
It's a good kind of sick. It's kind of like the the bottom of the belly. Like, oh shit, now it's happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. One last question for the icebreaker. Are you ready?
Yes.
Fantastic. That was a question. No, I'm joking. I'm messing around.
I'm like, oh, I did it. Okay, I won. What did I run? What's the prize
No,
behind the door?
you get a brand new fanny pack. Because why not?
Oh, sweet. Nice. As long as it fits my chapstick, we're good.
All right. So, what is your I will always watch this movie no matter what comfort movie?
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Really? Oh, yeah. I mean,
Mrs. Doubtfire is one of my biggest comfort movies. Weirdly enough, yeah.
wow. Robin Williams. I kind of get that.
Rowan_20.
You get that right? And then it's a
Said,
movie that you
"Oh,
could
Mrs.
watch as a
Doubtfire is a
kid
good one."
and it means something, but watching it as an adult, it's a completely different movie.
Right. Definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Like,
I feel.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
And rest in peace, Robin Williams. We love you and miss you.
So after those icebreaker questions, how are you feeling on yes, rest in peace, an absolute comic legend?
Yes. Yes. Absolutely.
So after those questions, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Like I said, I just get nervous. I normally don't talk about myself, so this is different.
Oh yeah,
This
no,
is
we
different,
did.
but I'm excited.
We did kind of have that conversation off stream. that right there. She's extremely, guys, don't bully her too much, okay? All right. I'm looking at you.
Oh
yes,
no,
you.
bully me. Bully the crap out of me. I can take it. Let's do this.
Don't worry.
Trust me, they haven't said something I've said in front of a mere 10 inches to myself.
Oh really? Oh okay. Well, you guys heard
Yeah.
that here first. So I'm just gonna. Okay, so let's move on to your streaming. You're a streamer, I'm a
Okay.
streamer, we're all streamers in some way, work on one another. So let's start with your heart piece, okay? We're gonna talk.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about your channel,
Oof, the baby. Okay, we're gonna talk about my baby. Okay.
your baby. Exactly, your baby.
Yes.
I've seen your streams and they are fucking glorious.
Oh, thank you.
No
Thank you.
worries, no worries whatsoever. So my question to you is, what inspired you to hit that go live button for the very first time?
The first time is because I was playing with friends and family, and he was doing it, and he was having so much fun, and he told me, why don't you do this?
Right.
I think you'd be good at it. You're funny. You have a good time. And we honestly started it just to stream with each other and just bring people into our madness,
Yeah,
is how it all started.
it's fantastic.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. I mean, mine was just on a fluke.
Yeah. Just like, you know what? Fuck it. Why not?
Yeah, do it. Like, honestly, it did turn out fun. I mean, look how far you have grown. Like, to get to the point
you.
where you're at is impressive. It is seriously impressive.
Thank you.
No
Thank you.
worries.
I appreciate that. It wasn't always easy. Because I just do it for fun. I just was like, you know what, let's just do this for fun. And then, life happens. And then it was just me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my gosh, shit, am I going to continue to do this? Or am I just going to stop? And then I'm like, you know what? Like you said, fuck it, let's do this. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen? I'm going to sit there and talk to myself for 3 hours and play a game that I love. What's wrong with that? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So then
Yeah.
I just kept going.
Just kept going. I mean, was there any sort of particular moment that you knew that this is what I want to build? Like, this is what you wanted to build? Like, was any
Yes,
particular
there
moment?
was a moment. It
Okay.
was a moment where a person in my chat said, I look forward to this in my day because I just get to laugh and have fun with you. And I was like, That's what it is, because I honestly, my dream job, even as a young kid, I always wanted to be a comedian. So I
Right.
was like, you know what? This could be my stage. I could just have fun and let people forget about their, shit in their life, and we can just have some fun and some laughs and just, watch some scary shit together. Let's do it.
Hell yeah, I love that answer, and I love that was at particular moments is that the whole reason that he wants to build off of it was because you made someone's day, because you made them smile, because you made them laugh, and because you felt appreciated. That's brilliant. That is amazing, and and especially with our communities. I mean, I know mine. They are crazy motherfuckers when they want to be. They really are. I mean, Rain, I can't control Rain. Rain's over there doing their own thing, cackling like Stitch.
Yes. Yes, and you get to meet just the coolest people, and you just get to vibe out together, and it's a way that we can all come together no matter where you are in the world,
Price.
and just have some fun and get to really know each other, and to really be able to kind of forget,
Oh
the
yeah.
problems in your life for even just a minute.
Oh hell yeah! 1 second, 1 second. I've gotten Rain over here, yelling from the audience. Wow, wow, word! I'm the coolest motherfucker alive. Um, that's
Fuck yeah.
that's from
See, I
Rain.
just got to meet the coolest motherfucker alive.
Yeah, I mean,
So
fuck yes, coolest
I
motherfucker
did.
alive.
See? I wouldn't be
Let's
able to do
go.
that without Twitch. So,
So I got to ask. We were just talking about your community, not just 5 minutes ago, 5 seconds ago. We were talking about them, but
mhm.
how would you describe your community, which you've built, as in someone
I
who's never
would.
heard of it? Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
Um,
If
uh,
you would reiterate a little bit more.
yeah. So you know, we've we've all built our communities, our streamers. So, we kind of went from nothing to meeting some of the fantastic people out there. But every
Hmm.
community is different from one another.
Oh,
No community
absolutely.
is ever the same. So, for your community,
No.
how would you describe them?
Um, insane, brilliant, and fun.
Same, brilliant, fun. 3 words. I was, okay.
Yeah,
Insane, brilliant,
absolutely.
fun. I love that. The fact you can nail it in 3 words. I would spend a fucking lifetime talking to somebody and going, "Oh yeah, no, my community, they are blah 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 blah." I'll go into a whole fucking tangent. You come in, you were like, "I know exactly what my community is like. These three,
Oh
right here."
yes, absolutely. And weird. Like, I always invite the weird. I invite the weird, the freaks, the geeks, all of it. I want all the people that people pushed aside. It's like, nope, you got a place here, bro. You be as weird as you fucking want to be, and we're gonna have a good time. Like, let's do this. Like,
Exactly, exactly. I love that. I love that thought process right there.
you want
And
to talk about dinosaurs? Let's talk about dinosaurs. You want to talk about serial killers? Cool. You want to talk about, childhood fun? Let's do it. Like, I'm down with all of it. So,
fuck yes. I mean, my favorite dinosaur is the Diplodocus. I'm just throwing out there.
oh my gosh, you even said it right. Okay.
Yeah, I'm just.
Mine's, of course, the velociraptor, but,
Of course, raptors are
pretty
just
standard.
beautiful
It's pretty
creatures.
standard.
And
Yeah. Yes.
did you know that raptors weren't smooth skinned whatsoever? They did have feathers.
Yes, I know. And birds freak me out, and I know why now. I'm like, oh, you used to eat me a long time ago, you little bastard. I can see it in your eyes. You're thinking about it now.
A little snack, a little snack. Rain loves dinosaurs, by the way. Rain, what's your favorite dinosaur?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What is your favorite dinosaur?
I bet you this is where they say raptors also.
Oh man, raptors are just so cool. They could communicate with each other. And I do believe they were ran by a female, weren't they? Weren't they
They
ran
were.
by the pack leader was a female? Yeah. I'm all about that too.
They were definitely run by a female leader. Um,
Yeah, they were.
basically, what we're looking at right here is raptors were the simps of the dinosaur era.
They were. They were. And they were smaller, but man, they were very intelligent, and they definitely learned how to communicate with each other. And I think that that's a pretty cool thing back then. So.
did you know raptors were the only dinosaurs that communicated through clicks and they did not communicate through roars?
Yes. And they have one of the coolest, I don't know, whenever I heard about the new T-Rex, did you see that video of what they said what a T-Rex would actually sound like is far more terrifying than what they sounded like on Jurassic Park.
I've not heard
You
the.
have got to look that up. Look up what a T-Rex would what they think they actually sounded like. It will terrify you.
Oh,
It
Rain goes,
will.
it's so freaky. Okay, well, looks like I know what I'm doing after I finish stream. Is I'm going to go have a little look at what a T Rex would actually sound like, and now I'm kind of scared because when I watched Jurassic Park for the very first time, I'm talking about the classic, not the new ones. No shame to the new ones, apart from you could have done better writing. But like when I was a kid, that terrified me. So as an adult, I'm now worried that other adults are scared about what an actual Tyrannosaurus Rex sounds like. Okay. Anyway, I think we're kind of steering a little bit off path with the dinosaur talk.
Sorry. Yes. Yes.
We can
It's the
come
damn
back.
dinosaurs every time.
Damn dinosaurs, those goddamn raptors, this goddamn Tyrannosaurus Rexes, who I'm now afraid of. Um, so, what is one stream moment that you would never forget?
The one stream moment I will never forget was the first time I actually collabed with somebody.
Do you remember who you
Um,
collabed with?
I do. I remember who I collabed with. I actually collabed with Voodoo.
Oh,
And her squad, and I was so nervous, but I had so much fun. And they were very, very fun. They were, and she's so kind, and she was like, yeah, let's just do this. And it was the first time that I ever did that, and I was like, wow, this is crazy.
it is weird, isn't it? Like,
It is.
how welcoming some groups can be. And especially on
Oh yeah, they're
Twitch,
lovely.
Twitch is a fucking minefield of either really good people or people that you want to avoid, as in people that you should never really know in the first place. Um,
I've been lucky enough to not get too many of that at all. I've been lucky so far.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
I feel
but I'm sure it'll come. I'm sure it'll come. But so far, I've been pretty lucky.
Rain, I got you. Same brain wavelength. Okay, all right. Now we're looking towards the future. You see the future over there with the DeLorean just heating up. Yeah, we're gonna be talking about that one. So what is your dream project for your channel? So imagine you've got no limits. You've got all the money in the world to put into the channel and total creative freedom. What would you envision the future of your channel being?
It would be to definitely be able to. I would love to go to like a Twitch convention, and also to help smaller streamers as well. That's honestly
Yeah.
one of my big goals, and yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, for now, because I'm newer at it, so I haven't been doing it like as long as you have. So far, I would love to like be able to go around and meet people and collab with people and just um yeah, just have some fun. Honestly, I know that's kind of boring, but that's kind of where I see myself going.
Well, I mean, it's a good answer. It's you're not focused on getting rich. Many people that do this focus on
No,
getting rich and getting rich quick. Like
no.
that's the vision that
No,
you
this
have.
is actually what I literally do for like a hobby. Like this isn't my primary thing. So yeah, just to have fun and to be. I would love to go. Have you been to a Twitch convention? I'm
I've
Twitch.
not been invited to one yet, and I am.
Oh,
I'm gonna be honest. I'm a bit hurt. I'm a bit hurt at how long
I
I've been
am
sent streaming.
too. What the hell? What are they doing? They should have invited you ages ago. Well, you know
Right?
what? We can do our own.
Oh
We
yeah.
can do our own. All right, and and invite all the people that we're like. You know what? You guys come. You don't have to have millions of followers. You can have two and come have fun.
Exactly. Like come one, come all. You don't even need to be a streamer. Just like come and hang out, ask the questions. Welcome in, Chimney. How you doing? Just literally work through your stuff. Like if you are looking to become a streamer, like, I used to do this thing on my channel ages ago. It was a Twitch helpline, where it could be brand new streamers come and they could just talk to me. Where we would just literally sit down
Oh, that's
and
awesome.
I would help them out with the channel, set up stuff like sound alerts and little bits here and there. I'm not sure people that are in here right now was here when that was happening. This was early days of Twitch. This was when it was back around about 250 ish. But it was really nice to help out those just starting off. I got lucky because I started my Twitch stuff literally when COVID started.
Oh wow, so you've been at it for a minute.
I've been at it for a fucking while. Although I imagine it might be a bit longer. Might be a bit longer. No, because that was YouTube.
I can
Different
tell
ones.
by how comfortable you are on your channel, and I love that too. I feel like whenever I come into your channel, I'm just coming just to hang out with you. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like a fun, chill,
Right.
a little bit of cussing. Love it. And I really do love the energy that you do bring to your channel, though.
I try to. I do try to. I try to bring the energy. Sometimes it fades because I'm like, I'm now tired. No, I'm
Oh,
done.
me too. Some of my streams, you can tell that I'm tired, but I'm just like, I need to
Right.
do this for me, and then we all have our down days, but no, and it's good to stream on those days sometimes too, because I've noticed if you take really long breaks, it's really hard to get back into it.
It really is. It really is.
It really is.
Like for me, like I take 15-minute breaks, and I'm starting to realize that that might not be the best course of action. Cause but yeah,
No,
no,
no, I think that it's good. You still have to, go get your drinks and whatever else,
well,
and
yeah,
and that's totally fine. And yeah, I realized that because there was a time where I took like a 2 week break, and then I was like, oh yeah, I got to stream, and then I was like, all right, now we're gonna do this, and I always promised myself the day that I do not have fun on my streams is the day that I'm gonna stop.
right, yeah, yeah, most definitely.
That's whenever I'm gonna cut it quits. Like, okay, whenever I have to go, I have to stream today, no, then
No,
then that's the day I'm gonna be done.
yeah, yeah. For the thing is, for a hobby, it's a lot easier to not feel like that. It's a lot easier to not turn around and go, so, guys, leave me alone. It's not. What was I saying? When you do take those long breaks, and for if you are a part-time streamer, as in you got something on the side, you can focus on that.
Hmm.
That's fine because people know that you're not in it like for full time. They know that you're not always trying to rattle off as many streams per day, or
Absolutely, yeah.
they know that you got something else to help you out financially, or you got your own life to go and do. For full-time streamers, it is a lot different. Like for example,
Oh, I would imagine it's really hard as a full-time streamer, to
mm,
be honest. People think it's easy, but I think like what you guys do, it's not easy.
yeah, for example, just like sitting in front of a camera, that's a lot of mental work. That's like so for example, if everyone wants to become a full-time streamer, this is my tips and tricks to not get burnt out. Even though I don't follow them. Just sitting in front of the camera, and even though it's fun and it's enjoyable, and I can talk to so many great people, I get so many people come through here that are awesome. There's a certain point where the mental drain of always smiling, for example, a smile is a lot. Like you, if and your face is made that way. If your face is made to smile, then it's not that much. Like honestly, because you're always used to your whole smiling muscles and that sort of thing. You get used to it. But yeah. Anyway, enough about me. Enough about me. We're not here to talk about me. We're here to talk about you, Sway. What am I doing? What am I doing here?
Sorry,
I got.
sorry. I
No, it's okay. You do. It's fine. It's perfectly fine. Like, come on. I mean, who really wants to talk about me when we're talking about you? It's all about you. This interview is about you. Anyway, I'm going to throw out a streaming challenge, and you have to say how you tackle it.
Okay.
Okay. So,
Right.
for example, this is a complete hypothetical question. I'm not going to send you up there
Okay.
or anything. You wake up and you're suddenly streaming from the moon. What's your stream title and what's the first 10 minutes going to be like? As in, you got your whole setup, your oxygen, you can breathe, like, you're not going to blow up just by sitting there and streaming. But you wake up on the moon and you have to go
Okay.
live.
Oh man, the first thing that came to mind is I would get my stream ready and and do all that fun stuff. I would see how high I could jump on stream and how long it would take me to fall back down with no gravity. I think I would have way too much fun with that.
I think a lot of people would have a lot of fun watching you just jump up, slowly back down, up again. It's just there's something so wacky about moon physics. I love it.
I know. Yeah, and I would definitely oh man. I think I would also go around and see if we can find an alien too. I mean, like, I don't know. I think it would turn into more of like a webcam situation.
It's like
What if we
screw
touch
screw
this
computer.
strange creature? What's gonna happen? You know?
Can I boop the snoot?
Yeah. Jokes on them, though. I know all about the aliens, so I would know what to kind of expect in certain situations.
Don't kiss the xenomorph.
Yeah, if there's an egg, do not put your face to it. But yeah, no, I think I would just be like so enamored by being on the moon. That would be fucking awesome.
Right? Being able
You
to
know,
look
could
out.
you imagine it? Oh man, I'd be like, God, play a video game on the moon. No, fuck that. We're gonna go explore, peeps. Let's go.
Fucking love that.
Yeah.
Okay, we've talked about your streaming stuff. The
Yes.
streaming stuff has been spoken about. We've heard all about your streaming
Um,
stuff. We heard about your first time, and it's been
yes.
perfect. It's been amazing. Now we're gonna dive into the nitty gritty horror side of things. Time to get spooky, very spooky. So we've
Time to
spoken.
get spooky.
Time to get spooky. We've spoken backstage. Or say backstage before the stream. We spoke before the stream, and we
Yeah,
have.
really, I'm behind him in the room behind him is where I'm really
Yeah.
at right now, guys.
Yeah.
Like
Oh yeah, no, she's got her own changing room. She's got her whole
Yeah.
setup in
Yeah.
there. It's great. It's
There's no
fantastic.
almond joys that I requested, but I
Oh,
guess I'll let it
I'm
slide
sorry.
this time.
I'm so sorry. I will make sure that Dave gets it. I mean, Dave falls over a lot, and I mean a lot. Just like that. Anywho, horror. You're a horror fan.
Oh, I live and breathe horror.
You're right. Then maybe that isn't the best description. So you're a horror
Oh, I
fanatic.
do. Yes, I am. Ever since I was like born, my favorite movie was at 2 was Terminator, for Christ's sake. So yes.
I was just about to ask about your first horror movie. You've answered that in one. I didn't even need to ask the questions. What do I need these fucking cue cards for? Okay, so your first horror movie was Terminator 2.
Yeah, I was 2 years old, and yeah, my mom's like, you didn't really
that-
want to watch like Bambi and stuff. I did love Bambi, but she's like, you wanted to watch Terminator over and over and over again. I was just enamored by it. So I think it started at the womb, to be honest.
I gotta ask, Terminator 2? That's an action. That's like a thriller. That's
No,
not a
no,
horror
the first
movie.
one.
Oh, the first
The
one.
first.
Oh,
Mhm. She,
that
of
wasn't
course,
horror.
skipped certain parts of the first one, but yes, the
Is
first one where he's like cutting into his eye and all that
Oh,
stuff.
right,
Yeah, I
yeah.
dug it.
Yeah.
Hmm.
The
Trying to
really
kill people, good times.
Okay, all right, and I can kind of see why you think that Terminator was your first horror movie. Rain goes. Bambi was my first horror movie. Scary shit.
Well, dude, the mom dies. It's awful.
Did the did did the self gore like scar you for life when it came to Terminator 1?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't know. I think I was enamored by, I mean, God, I can't remember back whenever I was 2, but I remember just with horror, if it scared me, I was obsessed with it. Like I had to know about it.
Right, right, of course,
Yeah,
of course.
that's my thing. Yeah, and then of course it rolled right into Aliens. Aliens 3, boom, right there, and then I was hooked for life.
I mean, Xeno, like, come on, guys. Xenomorph is just
Oh,
awesome.
they're the love of my life, absolutely.
I've been meaning to get the Xenomorph Isolation game. I've just never really gone around to it, and I never really found, the money or the time to really get that game. So,
Oh, you must. You must. It was such a beautifully done game, and coming from a huge Alien fanatic, it was beautifully done. Um, and the story and oh, it was just all around. I would definitely suggest if you love the horror franchise and if you love survival games, give it a go.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, because that's kind of what my mindset was when I first thought about Alien Isolation. I tell you what, my first horror movie was Alien. As in the first Alien, I could not watch it. I was scared shitless. I don't know what it was.
Oh, it's a classic.
It's classic, but it scared the
I
shit out of me.
I could probably tell you why it actually scared you, if I may.
Go ahead. Yeah, no, please. Like, let's delve into my childish
So,
trauma.
so for one thing, H.R. Geiger or Giger, however people say it, who created the alien and the spaceship and the jockey and the whole thing, was actually a very terrifying person to begin with. But he had a very sick mind, but it was a very beautifully sick mind. And in that whole movie, the alien, you only see it on the screen for 4 minutes.
And that's split into
Most of that is what your mind takes to that place.
psychological horror.
Absolutely, at its best. And I love the first one. It's not my favorite, but I love the first one because the alien was actually its own serial killer, if you think about it.
Oh yeah.
All the other ones, you go into action where they're just a bunch of bugs that you shoot. The third one was very primal kind of thing, but the first one, he almost could have been. He was like a serial killer. He could have been in there with Dahmer and all that stuff. Like he was. He was definitely there, and it made your mind go to those places. Like reading a book is always so much better because it lets your imagination take flight.
Oh yeah.
And that's way more scarier than any CGI crap or whatever they could put in front of you. And also, of course, the chest burster scene was the first of its kind, and that was magnificent. And not even the actors, other than the one that was doing the actual chest bursting, knew that that was going to happen. That all that you see their faces looking like that's because they had no fucking clue what was going to happen.
Yeah,
That was like a genuine response to what they would be in that situation.
that was definitely a thing back then because I remember Shining did the
Yes.
same thing.
Yes.
Shining actually, I think we spoke about this in one of the other previous interviews with another person. I think it was Purple Sea actually, and we were going on about the fact that none of the cast knew about Jack Nicholson's axe scene. Like none of them whatsoever, and it
Such
scarred
a
the little kid.
beautiful scene.
It is a really well written scene, and the actual horror, like the lady herself had to go into therapy after it.
She did because the director was so goddamn mean to her. He
Yeah,
made her do take over and over and over, and they would bully her, like even Jack Nicholson, because he told them to, because they wanted it to be authentic. But you know what? He did get the shot, but it was at price of people's sanity. Which if you're gonna be in a horror flick, buckle up.
yeah.
You're kind of signing up for it at this point. The kid I feel bad for though, because he didn't know what the hell he was doing. But yeah.
I think that was the kid's last horror movie. Like his first horror, like his first movie was also his last movie. 'Cause
Oh,
after
the
that,
same thing as Newt. The little girl that played Newt, that was her first and last horror movie as well.
yeah,
And the second Aliens, yep.
yeah.
She actually is a school teacher now. So, yeah, she never wants to be in another movie again.
I mean, some experiences just drive us away from that sort of passion. I first wanted to be an actor. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I first started off my
Oh, I can
teaching,
see
my
it.
school stuff, I wanted to be an actor. I actually wanted to be a doctor from Doctor Who. If you know what I'm
Oh,
saying, right?
you could be. You
Yeah,
could be. You have the personality for it, and you're comfortable on screen. So
I'm
you should look into
comfortable
that more.
with a waist up thing. Um, yeah, I first wanted to play Doctor Who, as in I wanted to be the next Doctor, and I would also I'd bring in an Irish Doctor because an Irish Doctor would be great. It'd be fantastic. It'd be nice and friendly. And I tried looking for places everywhere. I was like, okay, right, I want to go into acting, and then I steered away from it. I then went on to cuisine. I went on to catering. After that, I then went on to psychology, where I got my degree.
Shit, you're a man of many talents.
I
Man of many talents.
I've been in a lots of jobs. I can
So
possibly tell
you
you the
should be
ins
in
and
a
outs.
horror movie. You could like scare the shit out of people, and then you could like counsel them afterwards.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. I'd just be standing there going, "Hey, no, get out of here."
Yeah, I just scared the shit out of you, little kid. But you know what? I'm gonna make it right. I'm gonna give you free counseling now.
exactly, exactly. Hey kid, you want a whole bucket of candy while you talk about your trauma about me trying to kill you? Yeah, sure.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk through this, sir.
Okay, now we moved on to talking about horror movies, possibly directing horror
Absolutely.
movies, and
Oof.
I really want to know if you could direct your own horror movie, what would the killer slash monster be based on?
Okay, so there's a lot of answers to this, but I do think that I would probably go with a serial killer mode to start off with. Um,
Classic.
yeah, it would be kind of a classic, but I would definitely make it a woman serial killer, I think.
Are you gonna base it off of the one that
Absolutely.
killed her husband, or one of the many
No,
other female serial
no,
killers?
no, I don't think so. I don't think she would be killing her husband or anything like that. Um, I think she would be more of a, I don't want to say a Dexter because I know that's been done, but I think she would kill like the fucked up people in the world in a very brutal ways.
So an anti-hero, like an
Kind of.
anti-hero serial killer.
Kind of, but she wouldn't be like a good person,
No,
if
no,
you
no.
know what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. I mean, I
She
don't
do it
think.
for sport. Yeah.
Okay, so she does it for sport. So it's like
Yeah. She kind of like gets off on it kind of thing. Yeah.
I think it's the movie Hide and Seek. Oh, like it's one of those movies where the family goes after the innocent girl, but that's sort of like it would simply be like fox hunting, for example. But instead of foxes, it's evil people. It's those rapists. It's those you know those really fucked up
Yeah,
people.
like the elite rich people that like yeah, yeah, absolutely. It would be shit like that.
Okay,
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'd actually sit down and watch that movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm very interested to see because there's not many movies out there that have had female villains or female serial killers. Like, unless you look towards history, and then there's a couple. There are a couple of really fucked up ones that scared me when I first read them, but not in
Yeah,
like a
they are.
bad
It
way.
seems
But
like in horror movies, it's either, the stupid girl, that, dies in the beginning, or it's the crazy hot chick. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't do that at all. I'd really like to dive into the mind and show people like the mind of like a female that could be a serial killer. You know
right,
what I
yeah,
mean? I
yeah,
think that would be way more terrifying than some crazy chick dressed like a clown with a bat that's hot. Like who cares
true,
about that?
true. Like you want it
That's not
nitty and
scary.
gritty. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You don't want it like every Halloween ever when it comes to
Yeah, like, oh no,
people
please,
dressing up.
hot chick, don't kill me. Like, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that.
For example, Ghostface. Ghostface was a hot dude.
Ghostface.
I'm just saying.
He was a hot dude, and he was. I mean, it's honestly there are ghost face everywhere in the real world.
There are.
the narcissistic guy. I think the one that I was researching on was the how he had the same name as Deadpool.
Wade Wilson.
Um, thank you. And I was kind of watching and I was kind of reading about him, and I'm like, oh my god, he's like a ghost face. Pretty much what he was.
Yeah, people that just simply
A
find
hot
joy.
dude that's a narcissist that's, mad at his mom and takes it out on all the other women. Like, you know what I mean?
I
It's like,
think
okay,
I think Michael
cool.
was mad. No, yeah, no. I think Michael was mad at his mom. Ghostface was just mad at society in general. That was his whole get up from the start. I don't think it was particularly he was
Yeah,
mad
it
at
was.
individuals, but he was more just mad at people, like just mad at just
What was
people.
I don't know about. I mean, I know some about Scream. I'm not going to say I'm a buff at it, but didn't his mom have an affair with her dad or Cindy's dad or
His
something?
dad had an affair with
And the
Sydney's
mom
mum.
went crazy. Sydney's, there we go, something like that. And yeah, and then didn't the mom kind of go a little nutsy about it? Like, so
Um,
could it be that maybe he had not mommy issues, but somewhat of that?
I think it split up his mum and dad. That's the whole reason.
Yeah.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, yeah. It split up his mum and dad.
Okay, so it definitely was something to do with kind of family dynamics. And I mean, I think that's what a lot of serial killers are about. I mean, even just in the real world, is they're just kind of they've had not fun childhoods most
No,
of the time.
no, most definitely not. Like sometimes you can
Mhm.
sympathize with the killer in horror movies. Sometimes not so much. Because
Yeah, ex-
shit.
except like xenomorphs, I sympathize with them all the time. They were just made, and then people just want to kill them all the time. Even the predators, they just want to kill them.
I
I'm like,
know.
what the hell?
I know
I
they
didn't
wanted.
ask for this.
I know they wanted to do was reproduce. I kid you not. Go and watch the Alien movies. Come back and tell me that that was not the main reason why they
Yeah,
killed. Deadly sex. But
yeah,
in the
yeah,
more
they're just parasites. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. They are literally just parasitic. Okay, now we're gonna go and move on to your guilty pleasures in the horror movie genre. Still, don't worry. So, when I talk about guilty pleasures, I'm talking about found footage, psychological, supernatural, serial killer. What is your horror subgenre? You know, guilty pleasure.
Guilty pleasure. Does it have to be found? So for found footage wise, I really did like Cloverfield. That was fun.
Right. Cloverfield was good. Also, the Blair Witch Project. That's a good one as well.
That was the first of its kind, and people I think thought it was real. Like there's certain people that were like, "Oh my god, like this is real." These people just found this footage and edited it and released it with a
Right.
production team, and this is real. And I'm like, "Oh shit!" But they did a good job with it. It
Yeah,
was a good one. It was a good one because it was very realistic
it was
in
very
a
realistic.
way.
Oh, yeah. Big time. It really was. Also,
You know.
someone called Big Smoke Echo is here.
Oh,
Do you know
that's
them?
my duo. That's my duo.
That's your duo.
Yes.
Hello, Big Smoke
That's my
Echo. Welcome in.
bestie.
He's
Yes.
currently twerking in chat just for you. I think so.
Yeah,
Or it might be for
absolutely.
me. I'm not quite
He
sure.
wants me to know. Yeah, he's like, I'm here. I'm here, girl. You've got this.
So what was that again? But your the horror subgenre? What was your thing there? Was it found footage? Was it psychological? Sorry,
Um,
I missed it.
I would have to say mine would definitely be a lot of paranormal. Like I am
Paranormal stuff.
very into
Ghosties.
like my guilty pleasure would have to be probably demon possessions. Like exorcists, like exorcisms and stuff. That's my guilty pleasure. I
Okay.
find that stuff so like I don't know, I find it interesting. I find it very interesting, and that's been gone back in history forever. So I'm like that one gets me a little bit.
Which the crazy thing is, that is also my guilty pleasure as well.
See, that's
See,
I knew you were one of us.
exorcisms are just like when they are genuinely Latin and they translate really well, or we're talking like classic exorcisms. We're talking about The Exorcist, for example. That was a great movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love The Exorcist.
The number one best horror movie.
Number one. Oh yes. So with that being said and done, your guilty pleasures are over with. We've talked about them. The paranormal. You love the exorcisms. It's wonderful. It's great.
I do, and I think people that don't. I don't know. I think people that don't consider that paranormal is a thing is kind of insane to me because there is some weird shit in this world, and I think that it's fun to explore that.
Oh yeah, big time. I mean, I've had paranormal experiences. I'm not going to lie to you. I promise I'm not crazy. Some people may disagree with me. May just say that I lost the glass that I placed on the table that was totally full. No, no, no. I didn't lose it. It moved. Because
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I've had experiences too that are just like, what the fuck?
like for example,
Either I'm going crazy or there's something going on.
this was a couple of nights ago. This is in this house. Okay, I was in bed. Obviously, you know, I was chilling out for the night, and then I hear a knocking sound, and I go, oh, for fuck's sake, it's my neighbor. He's just come downstairs to quickly talk. He does this like late at night. So I'm walking towards the door. I peep through the peephole. Nobody's there. I'm frozen in place, going, what the actual fuck?
Oh my gosh, where you can hear your heartbeat fall like almost out your ass. Yeah. I know
Yeah.
what you're feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Where you went into fight, flight, or freeze, and you froze.
I froze. I
Yeah.
fully froze. I was
Yeah.
like, the fuck is this shit? Like, I've never experienced this before. Like, I go back to lay back down, and I hear the door move just a little bit. Like, cause I've got carpets, and when you move a door on a carpet, it makes that whole shh sound. And so I'm laying there, and I hear the door open. So I open my eyes. No one's there. I'm freaking out at this point. I'm going, okay, right, you know, kind of muttering the whole Latin, the whole Latin exorcism underneath my breath, just in case.
Yeah, did you grab like a cruise? Did you grab something to like make a cross? And you're like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let this happen today, Satan. Yeah.
I mean, I know Latin off by heart. I can speak full Latin. So, excellency, omnis modus spiritus, omnis attaco potestas, omnis in corso effici adversi, ergo dirigo maliti effector spedas. So, there you go. A little bit of Latin there for you guys. Anyway, not about me. Anyway, we're gonna move on to a mini game. I love these mini games because they're great. They're
Okay.
fantastic. They are honestly one of the funnest parts about this whole interview process, and also hearing from you as well is also very, very fun. But also the top tier amount of fun. We're gonna be doing some rapid fire. So, here are the rules. I'm going to throw some horror scenarios at you, and you have exactly 10 seconds to explain how you will survive. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Fantastic. Ghost in your streaming room. Go.
Run
9,
out the
8.
front door.
Run out the front door. Gone. Fantastic.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Zombie outbreak
I'm
at
not
a
the one to
wedding.
check it out. What?
Zombie outbreak at a wedding.
Climb the roof. Climb the roof.
Climb the
Climb
roof. You're getting
I'm gonna get high.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay. You have a poltergeist in your bedroom and he's throwing shit around, and an axe suddenly comes straight towards you.
I'm gonna duck, and I'm gonna run out the front door.
Right the front door. Just always. You know, okay, fine. Okay, alright. I see how this is going. You are trapped in the alien universe. The xenomorph is targeting you and you only.
Get some baking soda and put it into an arrow of some sort, a knife, something to stab it with.
I like it. I like it. That's it.
It has acid for blood. That's a base. I might live.
Hell yeah. I love that.
I've thought about that scenario.
I love how you thought about it before. Like it's not normal conversation stuff, not really normal thoughts, but if I was trapped in the alien universe, baking soda and a knife. Love it.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
it's very interesting how you'd want to go up close and
What's the
personal.
worst that's gonna happen? I'm gonna die. I tried.
Right, exactly.
Thanks, Arm and
small
Hammer. You are not the toughest out there.
things. Sorry. Okay. Now it's time to move on to some laughs. Or rather, comedy movies. We all love a little bit of comedy.
Oh, gosh,
Don't we?
yes. I love that.
And I gotta ask,
Love
what
'em.
is your ultimate go to comedy movie that always cracks you up without fail?
The other guys.
The Other Guys. Don't think I've seen that one. Don't think that's on. Can you explain the plot to us?
The best explanation I could say is Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell in the same movie as a comedy movie.
That's perfect. That's literally. I mean, if they added Ryan Reynolds in there as well, be great. Be perfect.
Right? It would have been go. Oh, and Michael Keaton's in there as well. Yep.
And don't really. I've never really would really cast him in a comedy movie. I'm not gonna lie to you. He made a good
What?
Batman.
Beetlejuice?
Yeah. Was that really a comedy when you think about it? Was it?
Absolutely, it was a comedy movie. I mean, it was a little bit spooky, but it was funny as shit.
I mean, yeah, there was funny moments. The new movie though. No.
Oh, I'm not talking about the new one. I think I've
No.
seen the new one once, and I heard it wasn't that good, unfortunately.
The
but-
Soul Train. There was a lot of references there. I honestly, I walked out of the cinema with that movie. Beetlejuice. Walked out straight out. I was gone. I couldn't. I couldn't.
You couldn't. You're like done. You're
Yeah.
done.
I'm done. I'm done. I get it. It was supposed to be like lore and that sort of thing. It didn't sit well with me. There was absolutely no way that sat well with me whatsoever. And yeah, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. I walked out of there so fast. So The Other Guys. That is your go-to comedy movie that always cracks you up.
They're like two cops, and they're kind of like fuck ups or different. One of them, like Will Ferrell, like they call him the paper pusher. He just likes to do paperwork. He doesn't ever want to go out on like calls. And then Mark Wahlberg's like the over angry cop that you would expect to just be always, angry and upset. And they try to like crack this huge case, and it's funny. I would definitely say to watch it. I think you would laugh.
Yeah, okay. I'll put it on the list. I'm pretty sure it's on like
Mhm.
Prime or something. I'll check it out. It's on my comedy to watch list. I'm actually surprised you didn't go for like one of the classics. Like I'm talking Monty Python. That always cracks me up. Love a good Monty Python movie.
Oh yes, with the coconuts.
Right? Right? Life of Brian as well. Brian isn't a messiah, he's just a very naughty boy. It's like- he's
Pink
like,
Panther. Pink Panther's another good one. Love that one.
yes.
The original ones.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean the ones with Steve Martin's are okay, but come on, you can't beat the original ones.
Thank you very much, Emo Girl. But yes, yes. It is a really, really awesome movie, Pink Panther. If you haven't went to go and check out the original, please do. It's so good. It's so good. And the fact that they also brought him back for the newer ones as well is insane.
Yeah.
My next question is if you could play any iconic comedy character, who would you want to be?
Oh wow. Wow, that's a tough one. An iconic character. I would have to say I would love. I mean, anything with Adam Sandler almost. I think Happy Gilmore would be one. The
Mhm.
golfer, that freaks out and is angry at everybody. I think that would be so much fun.
I think that would be awesome. I think that would be so funny. Especially, I
I
could
mean,
I could
how
picture
much
it.
fun would that be?
Oh, most definitely. Like Happy Gilmore, it's on my list. It's on my list as one of the top fives. Like if you not want to go and see Happy Gilmore, then I would advise you to do so. Also letting people know that your role stuff will not be working in today's stream. This is a talk show stream. Usually on talk show, you don't have dice rolling everywhere, so I do apologize, but those will be back when we're back doing normal streams. Okay. So, do you think horror and comedy blend well together?
Yes, in a way, yes. I think it can if it's done properly. I know that's kind of like a blanket term, but I think it can for sure, because in a lot of scary situations, I tend to go to comedy as kind of like a coping mechanism. So I think it could work.
I mean, some already exist out there. Shaun the Dead, Scream,
Yeah.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space, The Terrifier.
Okay, now you're losing me. No. I'm thinking more like, what about like, do you remember Tremors? Did you ever watch Tremors?
I did watch Tremors. Yeah, that was interesting. Most interesting.
That
2
was
hours
kind
of
of
my life.
comedy, or like Critters, like the old style, like B-graded horror movies were great. And they were funny.
They were
Like,
funny.
once
yeah.
again, I thought Beetlejuice was kind of a comedy horror, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm sick and I'm like, oh, I thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was more like a comedy thriller. Like, I don't really think that it. Yes, there was undead in it, and yes, there were some jump scares, but not to the point where it would scar a child, because they couldn't do that simply because it was a children's movie.
I get that. Okay, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying there.
Right? Like, it's just one of those things. It's one of those things. Okay. Now we move on to the mini game. It's mini game time, ladies and gentlemen. So sit down, buckle up, and let's get into it. I'm going to name a horror movie, and you have to recast it as a comedy.
Okay.
For example, if I were to say The Exorcist, you could say starring Jim Carrey and Steve Carell, if he really wants to. But I'm not going to say The Exorcist now, because I'm just giving you an example. So, the horror movie that I am going to be throwing out there would be Halloween, the classic Michael Myers movie.
Okay, I would say Robin Williams would have to be Michael Myers. Okay, and then I would have to say the person he is going after would be Kevin Hart.
Yes, and yes. I love that. That'd be such an interesting, interesting little thing right there, going with the whole Robin Williams over there doing his whole genie impression, and then you also have Kevin Hart with the hello. And then Kevin Hart with his classic scream. Everyone knows the Kevin Hart scream.
Get away from me!
Yeah, literally that.
I love that guy.
That was a really bad impression. I do apologize to Kevin Hart.
Get away from me, man! And he's throwing shit at him like toilet paper and shit.
God damn. Okay. Now move on to serious business. That's right. The serious business. Come on. We're going to talk about the Alien saga and what drew you to that franchise.
Oh, yes. My favorite subject. It's better than sex is the Alien.
It's better than sex. Oh yeah, 100%. Orgasms. Who needs them? Who needs them?
Yeah.
Watch
Get
Alien.
away from me, boy. We're going to talk about aliens today.
Oh my god. I'm just imagining you, or just imagining moaning coming from the next room while you're watching Aliens. I'm just there like, what the fuck is going on? Why are you doing that? What?
Yes. Absolutely. It's my Friday nights right there.
Yeah, like, who needs porn? Who needs porn? Like, have like a stomach burst, a chest burst. It's so much better than porn. So
Well, actually, it kind of is, but yeah.
Here we go. Big Smoke Echo says she will try and pet the alien in DBD every time.
Every time I always try to be friends with them, and I get really upset whenever they deny me. It's like when somebody ghosts me, on like a date or something, I'm more upset about the alien not wanting to be my friend. And sometimes they are, but sometimes they're not.
It is definitely a "can I pet that dog" moment, and you just kind of like, "Didn't let me pet it." Okay.
Yeah, and
um.
then I'm sad for the rest of the day.
Well, that still didn't answer the question though. What drew you to the franchise?
I was 6, and my parents, yeah, we're not going to judge them. They let me watch Aliens 3, which is, I know if there's any Aliens fans in here, they're going to like rope me, but that's my favorite one. And yeah, it scared the shit out of me, and of course I was just enamored by it.
Oh yeah.
Um I think that was honestly my first creature scare like horror movie that I ever seen as well. Um
Hmm.
and I just like dove into it. It was just something that just drew me to it. I think it's because not only is it scary, but it's also quite an awesome creature. Like it's I'd put it up against any of the other ones, you know.
Yeah.
And the older I got and the more references, because there's so many references in it to Greek mythology, and with Prometheus, and about like creating. There's like a way deeper meaning into aliens that people don't see. There's two types of alien fans. There's the one that just loves the creature. They just love
Hmm.
the creature. The creature's awesome. And then there's the people that actually appreciate the film and the story. And I'm definitely the first and second one, but I'm more the first one.
Yeah. No, definitely. Most definitely. Which moves me on to the next one. The next question. I want you to rank the movies. No holding back. No stopping. Steamroll us from best to worst.
Okay. So for the best is a film, I'd have to say 1. Then I would go with 3. Then I'd go with 2.
All right.
And then I would go with Prometheus,
Okay.
Covenant,
Yep.
Romulus,
Mm-hmm.
and the rest of them don't fucking exist in my mind.
They don't exist, guys. They don't exist. Apart from the ones we just heard, the other
No.
ones are non-existent. They were wiped from the timeline, and if you remember it,
Yeah.
you are Mandela affecting yourself. Sorry. um.
Yes, they don't exist. The fourth one was terrible. AVPs, get out of here with that shit. I don't want to hear about it. It was a flop. It was fucking awful.
Right.
Awful. That was a money grab.
Yeah, that was money grab. The 110%. That was definitely
Romulus
money
was
grab.
almost in there. Was almost in there. But I like the director, so I kept it in there. So
Oh yeah, yeah, most definitely, most definitely. You kind of it depends on the person. Like obviously, other people would rank it in a different way purely because of what they used to.
oh
Like some
yeah.
people haven't seen the original Alien. They've only seen the new movies. Like if you turn around and went, "Oh yeah, no, watch this," I bet you they'll walk away from that going, "Eh, eh, like it was okay."
Yeah, and and I want people, because people are like, oh, Romulus, don't even go see it. And I'm like, no, I want the generation to see it, and I want the generation to love it, or else it's gonna die. I mean, Disney does have its little claws in it right now, so they probably won't let it die as easy. But yeah, I'm like, no, I want people to get into it. I want the younger generation to watch it. I want more of it. Sadly enough, the movie that I really honestly want to see is it's called The Awakening, but sadly enough, Ridley Scott will never release it, and that's the one that's in between Covenant and the first Alien, and it's
Right.
supposed to tie it together.
I mean, I like movies like that. I like movies that try to tie events together. Especially zombie movies and that sort of thing. Like, I can't remember exactly which zombie movie it was, but there was a zombie movie that tied the events from first movie, second movie. Oh no, sorry, not even that. The Conjuring, or sorry, Insidious. Not because they're different universes. Insidious was really good
Oh
for it.
yeah, The Insidious. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's a good one. Yeah, and I really do want that timeline, because I mean, you could go with the Alien franchise, you could go every which way. But Ridley Scott he wasn't the original writer of the script, but he is like the father of the Alien franchise.
Yeah.
And he was trying to tie it in with Blade Runner, which they kind of do, because that's his baby. We all know Blade Runner is his baby. Aliens he loves, but Blade Runner, he's just got this hard on for AIs that I don't even know. But that's his thing. But I really would love that to be released. But since Covenant did so poorly at the box office, they scrapped it.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
like, no, we're not going to do it. Because, of course, they want the all knowing Bill and Covenant, which I could see why people weren't as with it because he was trying to get rid of the alien altogether, to be honest, and go more into like the Blade Runner. I think he was going to try to fluently do that and just get rid of the alien altogether. And people were like, no,
Hmm.
which I agree. What is aliens without aliens? Like, what
Exactly.
is that?
It's just a
It's
spaceship.
Blade Runner.
It's yeah. It's just that. Yeah. Exactly. It's just yeah. All right.
Like, okay, all right, buddy, you can't make this awesome, creature and then just be like, no.
You're right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. It's a horror movie without the horror movie villain. It's just a documentary. It's just I'm throwing
It
it out
is.
there. It's
It
literally it's
is.
just it. It's you are making a documentary about a movie being made. You're making a movie about the movie being made about the movie being made. Like it's just doesn't sit well. It does not sit well whatsoever. Okay, no, I got a question for you. Just one question. If you were on the Nostromo
Okay.
when the xenomorph hit the fan, what would your survival plan be? I remember that scene.
For the Nostromo.
Yes. You remember the Nostromo?
Gosh. Knowing what I know now, honestly, I think that what she did, and I'm not saying this, I think I wouldn't have blown it into space. I would, even if it was my own life, I would have made sure that whole thing was blown up.
Big kaboom. Like we're
It's,
talking about
yeah,
overloading the reactors inside.
absolutely. Overloading everything, and I would probably have blown myself up if I didn't want it to go anywhere, because those things can survive in outer space. Those things can float around for eternity and live.
Bryce.
So, and if you do not want that to find its way back to Earth, I mean, you would have to just make sure that thing was incinerated with every sort of evidence that we even went to that planet. Because, as the company would have definitely, as they did throughout the movies, would have used it.
Right.
So that's what I would have done.
Just okay. So wouldn't be to put the alien into a escape pod and sent out on itself or try and do it
No,
that sort of way. It would be
no.
a literal suicide bomber ruse where you would go, oh fuck it, you know what? Kaboom. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yes,
I love it. Not many people would have the guts for that.
absolutely.
They would say that they would try to save the ship, get the ship back. Anyone who did
No,
survive,
no.
but obviously no one did. It's did they? I remember
Yeah,
that correctly.
no. I mean, nobody would have. Yeah,
No.
and that thing would have found its way and it would have destroyed everything. I mean, that's what it does.
Yeah, yeah. It's literally main thing is to reproduce and fuck everything up and kill. That was what it was intended for, or intended to
Yeah, at
do.
an alarming rate as well. I mean, they find Earth, could you imagine? We wouldn't be around for very much longer. It would
Definitely
take a
not.
very short amount of time.
Oh yeah, big time, big time. I can imagine that. Okay, I do have to ask, which alien creature freaks you out the most? When I talk about alien creatures, about the face huggers, the xenomorphs, or is there something else that really freaks you out?
The dog alien freaks me out. The one that can run on walls and ceilings on all fours, that's terrifying.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's very I want to. It was in my mind. It was based off of there's this D&D creature that has tendrils. Kind of remind me of that, but alien style. But yeah, yeah. Ugh. I'm getting shivers. I'm getting shivers.
Yeah,
That would
and
be
the face
terrifying.
huggers are very creepy too because they're very spider-like, and they're honestly one of the biggest villains. Because I mean, they're gonna get it done whether you like it or not, and they will I mean, they're little bastards, you know, and they're creepy looking.
They are.
They look like fingers with a tail. They are very creepy looking. If you're not into spiders, you're not gonna like them. So
And the fact that they put the victim into sort of like a comatic state as well, whilst they're feeding off them, it's insane.
yeah, yeah, no, absolutely. And honestly, I was very upset about the dog too, because I'm like, oh, the poor dog died.
Right? Poor baby. Poor baby.
Yeah, but it was very primal and very fast. It was a very fast, and it could like run on walls like we can run on the ground. It was insane.
It's honestly that's probably the scariest scene. Apart from the chest burst, the very first chest burst, like that solidified aliens for me. Like that right there was like, oh, okay, all right, well, little fuckers popping out of chests, no, thank you. Um, but yeah, no, that was definitely yeah, I can see it.
You know, the scariest scene for me in all the movies, weirdly enough, was in the third one. I don't know. I'm sure you've seen it. It sounds like you have. It's
Yeah.
whenever she was in there with the doctor and he was about to give her a shot, and you
Mhm.
see the syringe slowly start to go down. And if you see the uncut version, you can see it kind of drop from the ceiling from like that really dirty, like foggy kind of curtain, you know, because it's a very dingy prison kind of vibe. And then you see it step on the bed and the bed like bows in. And
Yeah.
then you see it come up in the curtain and grab him and
Oh
like
yeah.
puncture his head. That scene will forever be like burnt into my brain.
I
And that poor soul that's like in the stray jacket that's just like laying there watching it, not being able to do anything is terrifying.
I think I remember that scene. I'm imagining it
Yeah.
very very vividly. Yeah, no, no, you're right.
Yeah.
Never mind. I take it back.
And she backs up, right? She backs up and the thing walks up to her and she puts her head to the side and it like growls at her and sticks its tongue and like brushes against her face. That will forever be in my mind until the day I die.
Right. Oh, ugh. I got shivers.
Yeah,
I got
that is I
shivers.
think the best scene. I think that's why I love that movie so much. And the ending was phenomenal, where
The
she
ending, yeah.
just falls into the the lead with the face hugger that pops out of her. That was a queen. That was just that there's no better ending than that. That's where it should have stopped.
Right.
That's the
Right.
best ending. Yes.
Most definitely. Okay. My final thing for you is another mini game. Gotta love these mini games.
Okay.
I'm going to say a sci-fi emergency. Imagine you are on the Nostromo. The alien has not
Okay.
attacked yet. Instead, a emergency arises over the speakers, and the emergency states. Let me try to get into the voice. The Nostromo oxygen tanks are leaking. I repeat, they are leaking. We are losing oxygen. What is your move? What do you do?
Oh man, well we got to go fix the oxygen leak. Is it something we can fix?
It's your first move. I don't know. What do you remember from the movies? What sort of
I
repair
would
kits
I
do you
would
have?
go check it out. I would go check that out.
Okay, all right. So,
Probably die, but I would check that out because we need oxygen. You know, maybe put on a suit first and then go check it out, right?
right. Okay, so yeah, you're
Yeah.
running onto, going into there, suits on, whatever reserve oxygen tanks you've got. You're running to it. There's a massive puncture in the wall, in the tanks themselves, as in the huge tanks. I'm not talking about the little ones which you have on your back. So I'm talking
The
about
other ones.
the
Yeah.
about
The
the
big
oxygen
ones. The
converter.
main, the big kahunas, as
The
you will.
big
Yes.
kahunas, exactly, big kahunas. It's leaking, it's leaking, it's leaking. You got minimal repair kits available. You could possibly fix it, maybe if you had the skills for it. So I'm gonna guess that's what you would do.
If I could, yes. If I couldn't, then you would have to abandon ship, right? You would have to go off on the shuttle.
Yeah, I think that would be the main sort of goal. I mean, that would be my goal. That would be my first move. Would be like, yeah, well,
Yeah,
this
like
this
let's
spaceship's
get out of here.
fucked. We're
Yeah,
gone.
this is fucked. You know, we're screwed. And also, I would be wondering in my head, why did it get punctured?
Exactly. That's the mystery. That's the mystery. Maybe
Yes.
one of your crewmates.
Because
did
I
this.
wouldn't know at this point that the alien was there. So that's why I would probably be the one to die. Because I'd be like, what happened? And then
This-
I'd call my cousin and be like, how do you fix this thing?
How does one mechanic? How does one
Man, I
repair?
have a problem and I know you can't come up here, but you're going to have to walk me through this one because I'm going to die here in about 5 minutes. So,
It depends how much oxygen you're losing. Okay, guys, we are almost close to a break. I know. The mid parts between the end and the start. But first, I've got some lightning round questions for you.
okay.
You have to answer these as quickly as possible, and if you want to, in as most detail as possible, within the time span of, again, 10 seconds. I will be timing you
Okay.
in my head. Now, I'm going to give you a moment just to calm yourself down. We've had a lot of conversations. Clear your mind, and we'll start when you're ready.
Who's Raba? Okay.
Huzzah! Okay, so, are you ready?
I'm ready.
What's your favorite snack while watching horror movies?
Popcorn and peanut M&Ms.
Okay, what's your dream vacation spot?
Hawaii.
If you could have any superpower today, what would it be?
Read people's minds.
What's your go-to karaoke song?
The only one I ever did was Kickapoo by Jack Black.
Okay, best animal that you'd want as a travel buddy?
Oh, my dog.
Your dog, fantastic, brilliant. There we go. There is the quickfire questions. Now it is time for the audience, or rather people watching this, to ask your questions. What do you want to know about the SwayKween before we go on break? Drop them down whilst we're live. You know, if you're watching this on playback, you probably can't ask the questions. I do apologize.
Yes, they're real. No. I'm just kidding.
The fact you went for it. You really?
I did.
Oh my God.
Yes, they're real.
Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, you have free reign. You can ask whatever you like. I will not stop you, although Madam here might.
No,
I'm
I
joking.
like the abuse. Go for it.
Feel free to ask. It is now open. I can hear your questions. I can hear everything that's going on when you ask it. So ask away. Smoke? Do you have one? Anything? No, maybe.
Looks like fuck.
Do 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 do.
I know you need to put that sound blurb in there.
I do. I
you
do.
need to put the or like the elevator music, you know, where people are just sitting there like.
Yeah, I've got I got what's this one? That's the wrong one.
You just hear moaning. Oh, sorry, wrong button.
I got loads of buttons. I got the classic Wilhelm scream. I've got and I got
the fart. Oh, wrong one. Damn it.
then I also got
We got one!
I will play that when we get an actual question in chat. Ladies and gentlemen, anything whatsoever, or we will be going to break in which you'll listen to music and sit there for about 15 minutes pondering your own thoughts and slowly going insane. No. Okay. Go 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, if you guys think of questions to ask, feel free to drop them into the chat. And we will see you very, very shortly. We're going to take a small break, so make sure to go and hydrate, go and grab some snacks, and we will see you soon.
I'm back. Sorry.
It's okay. It's perfectly fine. Welcome back from your break. How you feeling? I've been sent a picture of
Good.
pizza. Ah, good pizza. Good pizza. I like that. Is that Meat Lover's Pizza? definitely
Oh,
a
I'm a
meat
good
lover's.
old-fashioned cheese kind of gal, but
Good old fashioned. You're boring. I'm joking. I'm messing around. No, I'm joking, chat. I'm joking.
no, I
Ra1n_20
am boring when it comes to
said,
pizza. They're like, "Oh wow, cheese,
"Pepperoni
sauce,
pizza."
and bread. You're fucking great." And I'm like, "Hey, all right, I love my cheese. All right, I love my
That
cheese.
does not look like
Cheese
just
and bread."
pepperoni. Cheese and bread. Oh yeah, no, you gotta go fashion
Mm.
cheese and bread. Sandwich. Not pizza. Pizza, you experiment a little bit. Throw some olives on there. They're great. They're also very healthy.
I worked at Pizza Hut, so I think I've
Ra1n_20
had pizza every way
said,
you could think of.
"I have the taste pally of a 7-year-old child."
I mean, I yeah, I'm kind of the same when it comes to some foods. Um, I also worked at Pizza Hut. I was in management. I think I was kitchen manager.
Oh, that's fun. I was a cook. I was a cook.
Gotta admit though, like making those pizzas was difficult as all hell. I kid you not, I had to go in and play the part as like a normal worker. Um, and my most singular hated pizza to make, as in the dough to stretch, would have had to been the stuffed crust.
It definitely took talent. It takes talent.
It does take
really
talents.
does.
I didn't have the talents to create pizzas. I kid you not, I struggled with it. And obviously, I'm supposed to be managing these guys. Like
Yeah, so you're
they had no
supposed to be
idea.
a pro.
I'm supposed to be a pro, and I go in and I'm like, oh, you guys don't like just have like already pre-made bases? Like, no. I was like, cool. I'm gonna get on so well with this creative process. Um, Bless you though. One of the employees actually became my favorite employee. They reacted really well to teaching me. I'm fairly sure he knew what position I was there for. It was actually the son of the general manager at this pizza
Oh.
franchise. But anyway, um, we can go into that a little bit later when we get to one of those segments where you can ask questions.
Absolutely.
I mean, is that gonna come about? I don't know yet. I don't know. Okay. So obviously, when it comes to writing, I hold writing with an absolute passion. I love writing, especially when it comes to song lyrics.
Same.
Absolutely enjoy it, and you're a writer too, as we've discussed in the background.
Yes,
Way before
yes.
stream.
I do love to write. The best therapy.
And I gotta ask, like, tell us about the kinds of songs that you write.
So it may be gonna come to it's gonna come to a surprise. I have written some raps in my day. um
Do you have
I
any that
know,
you could share
shocking
with us?
because I don't really listen to rap, but I have written them. I've written a lot of I just started to write an actual like song. And then I do write a ton of poetry and I do keep like a journal where I just put like my random thoughts and then I'll turn that into a poetry as well.
Right. Okay.
Ra1n_20 said, "Mad respect for writers."
Yeah, extreme respect for all writers. 110%. Writing songs or, just writing in general is a difficult thing to do. Cause you have to have a muse. Or else the stuff which you write is complete bukkake. Excuse my
It is,
French.
and you have to be in like a certain, I don't know if it's the same with you, but you have to be in a certain mood to write songs.
Yeah.
I can't just like at the drop of the hat, somebody's like, write me a whole song. And I'm like, oh wow.
No, it's
I'm not
not.
mentally prepared for this. You know what I mean? You got to be. But I mean, a lot of times, because I am a very happy person, but I do write a lot of about like pain and sadness in life and stuff in songs as well. And then, of course, I always goof around on just those
Yeah.
fun, random things. But
Oh yeah, no, definitely. I mean, I feel like mood influences songwriting a lot. As in, if you're in a certain type of mood, you can only create a certain type of song. If you try to create any other song, it just comes out as that mood. Like for example, you guys have heard all the music which I have, or at least I hope that you have. And there are certain songs where I have to be in a certain mood for. For example, horror, like those horror songs I have, especially the Five Nights at Freddy's stuff. I have to be in that mindset. I have to either play the games or I have to, look online and get that inspiration to make those FNAF songs, which is very lore based. Because I'm a massive lore guy. You have to include some kind of Easter egg in your songs all the time. For me,
Oh,
anyway.
absolutely. Yes, I love that. And
Um,
you have to go to kind of a dark place
you do.
too. And music is a thing that is, I love it because it is a universal language in a way. Like everybody that I know for the most part listens to music, and they all interpret it their own ways, but you can listen to a sad song and everybody in the room could feel that. No
Yeah.
matter what language, age, you can feel that,
Yeah.
which is it's a rare thing in this world to have something like that. So,
Yeah, yeah, it really is. It really, really is. The same thing goes for acting as well. Like, especially when it comes to acting, you 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 go to a dark place. If you're doing acting in a horror movie, you go to a dark place, obviously. Or if you go to play a really dark character, the same thing goes for songs. Um, like I try to get into the mindset of people like William Afton when I'm trying to create the FNAF movie. No, not the FNAF movie, the FNAF songs.
yeah.
I didn't create the movie, guys. But yeah, so definitely you have to get into that mindset. You have to become, either if you're basing it off a character, become the character. Read into the character. Get into the mindset of what song you're writing about. If it's a romantic song, for example, you like those songs are hard to write unless you are really in like really really in love with somebody, or if you're reading off
Yeah.
their breakup, the heartbreak songs. Um, you have to use that pain for that sort of song. Rain goes. That's me with my FNAF story right now. I'm just surrounded by it, and I get motivated. Yeah, yeah, 110%. Like, surround yourself in all things FNAF if you're creating an alternate universe, which, by the way, alternate universe stuff, it makes my writing look like shit. I honestly, I'm jealous about the artistic talent which is on Twitch.
It's true. Like I can't write fantasy stuff. I cannot write alter universe. I can't do that. That's a very, very, very hard thing to do, in my opinion.
Which, yeah, 110%. It's just it depends on the person that you are. It really does depend on the person. Like, if
My
it's
writing more is like putting emotions into words is kind of more what I try to do, which I think is most, but in a different way of how I see it.
yeah, because some people can't voice emotions properly unless it's in song.
Oh, absolutely. I know people that they can't really communicate certain feelings without using music. They can't, be angry unless they're writing that kind of like a good example was Mr. Rogers, weirdly enough. He couldn't really portray being angry unless it was through song.
Yeah,
He had to like, yeah, he couldn't communicate that well, or sadness, or even sometimes happiness as well. So it's an amazing thing. Writing is a very therapeutic thing, at least for me.
yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. It can be therapeutic, although, and um, it can be therapeutic to a certain point. Sometimes you get too deep into songwriting, story making, whatever,
Yes. Yes.
and that it can either bring you up or it can make you come crashing down.
Sylvia Plath,
Exactly.
Edgar Allan Poe,
Mm-hmm.
William Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to name a
some of the best
few.
writers have fell from their writing.
Yeah. Yeah. Some have driven them to do unspeakable things. Like I mean, Edgar Allan Poe became so fucking depressed, or he used the depression as fuel so much that it became his whole personality. Um,
But man, did he produce some beautiful
he,
writing.
yeah, he makes some beautiful,
Man,
beautiful
did
writing.
he know what he was talking about?
He definitely did. He most definitely did.
And I think that a lot of the best songwriters and poets really do suffer from that as
Yeah,
well, that they really go to that place and they're not afraid to go to that place, but sometimes, like you said, that place can be different. It can be dangerous.
yeah, it really can. It really can.
Hmm.
And you know, yeah, I don't really have much to say. Like, yes, 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 yes. You're right, 100% right. Yes. So, what really sparks your creativity when it comes to songwriting and poetry? Obviously, we talked about your emotions. We talked about, how you feed your emotions into whatever you write. But what
Hmm.
sparks that creativity, or what sparks those emotions? What do you have to do to get into that mindset?
A lot of it for me is what I'm going through at the current time. Also, what the world's going through at the current time. Like passions, like I said, like movies, nature, you know, even like current events can help spark it as well. Of like, my views and what I have to say to the world, because you make music because you have something to say. I say the only bad music is music that you don't have something to say.
Yeah,
Because we all, and that's very, of course, very personal to people. What I may think is great, somebody else may think is awful, which is also another beautiful part of music and writing. But I think that most people that do write songs and poems and books, they have something to say, whether it be a message, whether it be, like I said, maybe a therapeutic thing where you just throw all your anger and pain and happiness all on a page, to maybe trying to help people understand certain situations as well.
oh
you
yeah, me too.
know um that I would say would be kind of what would spark my stuff as well.
Yeah, oh yeah. Again, it's situational. It's very situational. From what you've just said to me, is that you can either just slap it onto a page or you channel it. Like you put it into a creative aspect rather than a destructive aspect. And the way that you've just said that, the way that you channel it is simply by writing about how you're feeling about different situations, about what's going on in the world, about nature, about what you're going through. And that's really, really, can't think of the word, ad- admirable. Excuse the stuttering.
Yes, and
Um,
it's brave. I think
it's brave.
writers are very brave,
They're very
no
brave,
matter what you do. Very brave.
especially just putting it out there, just putting it onto a page for all to see. Like it is, and you need to look
Oh,
deeper when it comes to writing. You really do. If you read a book, read into it. Don't just look at that. Like, in English classes where they talk about interpretation and actually reading into the words on the page, use that knowledge from school. Trust me, you'll find a lot either very scary things going on or really focused things. Things that have driven them, and you can work around on that. Um, Obviously, with all the songs that you have written and the poetry that you've written, is there like a favorite lyric or a favorite poem that 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 you've written and you're particularly proud of? And would you be able to give us a little taste?
um I didn't have any of my books ready, but I could give you some of like I know I wrote a poem um like sickness that I've been going through, which I know we'll talk about that later, but and it was kind of a poem that broke down like kind of about going through like physical ailments.
Yeah,
I wish I had it in front of me. I mean, I don't want to make you guys wait while I go look for it, but it was a very simple poem. about that from like somebody that is going through something like that. That is one of my favorite ones. There's actually a favorite quote that isn't mine, but if I could say it, I would say it.
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
And I don't know who wrote it. I haven't been able to find who wrote it, but it says everybody is fighting a battle you know nothing about. So be kind always. I love that saying. It's a beautiful saying.
I trying to think who did it. I think it was either Robin Williams or the philosopher Plato.
Yeah,
I
it's
think it
just
was Robin
such a
Williams.
if it was Robin Williams, that's probably why I love it. But I love that. Anybody you meet, everybody's going through stuff, and you have no idea what they are going through
Exactly.
personally. And it's always good to be kind.
Exactly.
Even if it's a lady that's screaming at you, that you gave her back the wrong change, or being a Karen, as people would say. You don't know what she's going through. She could be going through the worst day of her life.
But the only way that they can tell it is through
And
anger. Yeah, exactly. It's
yeah.
always
And
be
so just
kind.
always be kind, and try to remember that, people go through shit. Give each other grace.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite quote from Doctor Who is "Never be cruel, never be cowardly, always be kind." Um,
Oh, that's a good one. It's a good one.
which that was his whole speech to himself or to his future self. So, reminding them that there's so many people out there that are struggling, that are going through so much, and to be cruel, to be cowardly, is another way to go about it. So yeah, it doesn't matter who they are.
Yeah.
You can meet
Yeah, it
someone
doesn't
here
matter.
who's in a wheelchair, who has a major disability, and they're moody. They're very moody. Like, obviously, be kind to them, or even just that one person that's walking around that has a sad face on. Go over and be like, "Are you okay?" It's okay to go around and ask people, "Are they okay?" No, like, obviously now, this day and age, it can be frowned upon, but just walking up to somebody and simply just taking an interest, always do it. Anyway, that got deep. That got deep
Absolutely.
fast. Oh God.
Writing
Fair
it
enough.
does it to you. Writing it does it to you. And if you're a writer, which you are, you know.
Yep.
You know.
Woo. Okay. Okay. If you could collaborate with any artist or writer, alive or dead, who would it be?
Kurt Cobain.
Ready? Kurt Cobain? Hell yeah. Fuck yes.
Absolutely, Kurt Cobain. Yes.
He was, honestly, he was a legend amongst the
He's the
music
goat.
industry.
He's the goat.
He is the goat,
Mhm.
110%. Okay, time for a mini game, not a mini song. A mini game. Well, this is a mini song for a mini game. This is called Instant Song. Here are the rules. I will be throwing a random word at you, and you have 30 seconds to create a song hook, in which, if you're comfortable with, you can sing it or say it.
Okay.
Now, the song I have for you right now is Kindness. Your 30 seconds
Kindness. Okay,
begins now.
kindness. A kindness cannot be bought. Kindness should never be forgotten. That's all I got. I'm kind of lame. I was kind of going for it, but I kind of got.
It's okay. It's
I got
okay.
stage fright. I feel like I'm naked right now on stage.
Okay, so kindness can never
It's
be.
free.
Ki-
It's free. Can never be bought. And it's something that should never be forgotten. There we go. That can kind of like tie it up a little bit.
yeah, okay, I like that. Kindness is free. Kindness can never be broughten. Did you say broughten?
Boughten, like
Broughten.
bought, like
Brought.
like I
Okay,
buy
yeah, obviously,
something.
yeah, you need to add like a little few extra things to make it sense. Kindness can never be broughten. Kindness can never be forgotten. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. That's a good song hook. I personally. Oh, a word, word. Oh, word. They're talking about the stuff. Okay. Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one. Gonna, put it on a t-shirt.
There we go.
You know. Which is what I do here, but it's fine. It's okay. I take my favorite quotes from things. Anyway, on to the next ones. The next one, which is, if I remember correctly, animals, nature, and feel-good moments. Now, you're
Ooh,
clearly a
love it.
massive animal lover.
Love them. I have 5.
What is your dream pet lineup? Like, if you have any animal in the world and they were tamed and domesticated and whatever, what animal would you have in your house right now? I'll let you pick up to 3 of them.
3 of them? Oh, well, one of them, I love sharks. And you obviously can't have one in your house, but I think it'd be great to have like a friend shark. Um, Hyenas. I've always wanted a hyena. I
Of
think they're
course.
fun. Um,
I mean, at least they'll laugh
and
at everything.
a giraffe. I think a giraffe would be a great friend.
A giraffe.
Yeah. They're
Giraffe.
so odd and interesting. And it's like, why are they here? But they are. They don't even look like they're from this universe. Like octopuses too. What are
No,
those things?
no,
They've
true.
got to be not from here. I think they were dropped off from like they like crash landed here and they're like, all right, here we are, just gonna hang out in the ocean.
Oh,
But
look,
yeah,
a big
yeah,
space where there's none of those monkey people around. Let's just go into
yeah,
there.
exactly. Let's go help these simple creatures, you know. So yeah, I think that would be. I've always wanted a hyena. I like their laughs.
Hyena, giraffe, and a
I bet you they
shark.
tell great jokes.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. You can just tell by every single time which they, make that cool and they laugh. They made a fucking cracker of a joke. I love it. Um, now we've all seen Pet Cemetery, haven't we? The horror movie,
Oh
but the pet's being
God,
buried.
that was the only movie that I think that not movie book that book scared me beyond belief.
The book did scare me, and the horror movie did as well. There's a movie out there. Go and look it up. It's a pretty good one. If you could design another horror movie, one that isn't Pet Cemetery, entirely starring animals. It could be, it could be animated, it could be real life, it could be that sort of thing. Who or what would be the villain of that horror movie?
People,
People, but just people. Just okay.
yeah, like people that don't respect the earth would be my horror because they are the real villains.
Rain did say something from the last comment that we'd made. Like Ed from The Lion King, the best hyena. I agree.
Oh, yes.
Fuck yes.
Love Ed. I think that's my power animal, honestly. I think that's who I am is Ed. These uncomfortable situations wind up and then I just start laughing and people are like, "Oh my god, this lady's insane."
I mean, he kind of went down the whole Harley Quinn route because bear in mind that she's got 2 hyenas.
Does she?
She does. Look,
I'm
look at,
sorry, I'm not a
look at.
comic buff at all.
They're very very crazy hyenas. They're really awesome though. They're really awesome.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
could see why that broad would have hyenas.
Okay. So, people would be the villain there. Just nasty, nasty
Hmm.
poachers. Absolutely
Yes.
nasty. I'm so glad that they've now outlawed that. Even they outlawed fox hunting back in 2012. Look it up. Yeah, so they in the UK there used to be a sport called fox hunting, in which they would literally hunt foxes. Um, in America, I know that some states still allow hunting.
Oh yeah, I come from a state that we're very known for our hunting. And hunting I'm okay with if you're going to eat them and you're actually like using them to like what nature is intended it for. I'm okay with that. It's whenever we have hunters down here, that it actually became a huge problem because we have elk, and they would kill them and leave their bodies but take their horns. Same thing with like elephants. We've heard of elephants where they just cut their tusks off and just leave them there.
Yeah.
Is very sad. And
Mhm.
fur, I like, don't even get me started on fur coats and stuff. That's, yeah, see, you can hear my
Seriously,
cat in the
fur too.
background. She seconds that. Fur is very, it's a disgusting thing to be. Back in the day, they used to, kill the animals and use the fur to keep them warm. Now people do it to look pretty. Like,
So fashion
really?
statements,
What
isn't
the
it?
hell? Yeah, it's like, oh, I've got a fur coat. Well, great, and then I seen how they do that, and it's horrifying. So that's why I would say a lot of humans would be the villains in my
Oh yeah.
story.
I mean, yes, definitely, most definitely. I mean, hey, look at 101 Dalmatians. The main villain there was a
Oh, she
human,
was
and it
the
was.
worst villain of Disney, in my opinion. She was awful.
I think Walt Disney would also agree with you, as considering that writers and that sort of thing, have always based off of his thoughts when it came to Bambi. Bambi was also human was the main villain. 101 Dalmatians, obviously, and then I think that was it. I think that was it. That was
Oh,
when it came to
Moana.
Moana.
Moana people were villains as well.
Yeah, yeah. Wanted
Hmm.
to kill
Yeah.
chickens because they saved that chicken, that really idiotic
Oh,
chicken.
that's more the Earth. I took that more of people taking advantage of like the Earth and their
True,
environment.
true. I mean, Avatar also.
Yeah.
They were cutting down
Yes.
trees. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I love Avatar. Good old James Cameron.
I mean, who doesn't like a little bit James Cameron in their life?
Mm.
Okay. No, you got pets. We've just heard that. You got 5 of them.
Yeah, I have five. Yeah, you heard Athena. I call her Tino. She's my porty cat.
I'm gonna have to think the cat
Um,
mostly wanted more food. I think that's what that meow was, or attention.
no, yeah, she just wants to tell me hi.
Oh my
She's
god,
just
yeah.
she's got my back. And then I have Ripley, of course,
Of
who's
course,
my
you
other
own.
cat. Yeah, and then I have Sarah from Sarah Connor, who's my orange asshole cat. Love her. The orange. We all know the orange cats.
Yeah,
They're
they're
they're,
really wacky.
they're dicks. Yeah, they are. And then I have two dogs. I have a pit bull Cerberus, and then I have a rescue. She's a mutt, coyote mutt, named Delilah. And
Mhm.
most of my cats are not cats. Most of my animals are rescue animals. So
Okay, all right. So yeah, cats. You're a very cattish sort of person. It's almost
actually, I'm
perfect.
a dog person.
Oh,
I'm
you're
a
a dog
dog
person.
person.
Oh man,
Yeah, I just saved these girls. I actually fed them through bottles and stuff.
oh,
And I'm a huge pit bull advocate. Yeah, huge pit bull advocate.
pit bulls really do get a bad name, and they are one of the
They get a
cutest dog
horrid
breeds.
name.
They really do. I mean,
Yeah,
in the UK, American bred pit bulls not allowed.
that's what I hear. That's
Yeah.
what I hear. I actually had my friend from UK told me that they have something called Staffords you can have
Yes.
that kind of are pit bull like, but you cannot actually have an American pit bull there. They just I think it was like, I don't know. Me and my pit bull celebrated it, but you can actually have pit bulls in Denver now.
Right.
They were banned.
Really?
And out of all the dog breeds that I've dealt with and had, pit bulls are by far, for me at least, have a special place in my heart because they're such good dogs.
They are.
And people use them to do awful things, like, sadly enough, dog fights.
Yeah.
um and they're just looked upon as like this badass dog that you get to have like a title of it, and they're really not like that.
No, they're not. They're really not. They're very cuddly. They're very loyal, and I mean,
Yeah.
all dogs are. I mean, as long as you don't abuse the fuck out of them, like they are loyal pets. Apart from Chihuahuas, they're just little devils. I kid you not.
Yeah. Yeah, I
I
was about to say that. I think they're one of the number one most aggressive dog in the world's a Chihuahua. They just can't do a lot of damage, but yeah,
they're
most Chihuahuas
yeah
I've met, they're pills for sure. They're little pills.
they are. They really are. I mean, I once went around to a friend's house and I usually get along really well with pets. As in, like, I can get along with cats, I can get along with most dogs, and they had a little chihuahua. And I went over and I was just like, oh, hey, little buddy, how you doing? And he's just fucking shaking, growling. I'm like, hey, I come in peace. Like, I brought treats.
You're
Like,
like,
what the
hey,
hell?
hey now.
Hey now, buddy. Like, I get it. You're a little bit small in stature, but your anger is through the fucking charts.
You know what you should have done? You needed to start speaking Latin and do an exorcist on it, and it might have been cured.
Excellence, the
Release
ominous
this
and wondrous
demon from
graces.
this dog.
Expel thy evil spirits. Be gone, Satan.
Yeah, you should have brought out some Latin on that thing.
Oh yeah, I should have done. I should have done. I should have I should have doused the dog treats with holy water.
You should have. You should have.
Uh, so, could you tell us a hilarious or heartwarming moment that you've had with an animal?
Oh wow. My dog that sadly enough she passed away actually saved my life.
Oh,
So there's a really moment that I was gonna do something I would have regretted. And she actually stopped me in a very sweet way, put her little paw on me and let me know like, hey bro, I'm here. And that was a very special moment. Also I was bullied a lot as a kid. And honestly, my one of my best friends was my dog. I mean, we'd go out and we'd go do picnics and we'd do hikes and yeah, he was my best friend for 7 years.
yeah.
So yeah.
Well, I'm again my condolences, and hopefully she's in a bad place. He's in a bad place.
She is. She is. She lost her battle to the big C word, cancer, which, is a bitch.
that
Yeah, that
that's
one
very
that
uncommon
one's a bad one.
in dogs. That's very uncommon for cancer, especially. But yeah, yeah, may she rest in
Yeah.
peace. Fuck. That honestly that both broke my heart and warmed my heart. That's wow.
Yeah, so that's why with dogs, I'm totally like for animals, I'm like, oh man, they're just so awesome. They don't judge you. They don't even when you do something wrong, and they just have this unconditional love. And it's a very selfish thing to say that, but also I try to give it back as much as I can. Like my dogs don't even wear collars really, unless if I have to take them out,
Yeah,
because I'm like, you're not my slave, you're not my property, you're your own soul.
yeah. You're
You're
literally a family
just
member.
yeah, you're just living in this crazy little world with me. Um
Most definitely.
and yeah, honestly, oof, animal abuse. That one gets me bad. That one gets me so bad every time I see it. I'm like, ooh, I just want to strangle you, person.
I don't understand why people
So
feel like it's okay or necessary to to break their dog down to literal like obedience through pain. I don't understand that personally. Like I
I
I
don't
lost
either.
it. I lost it at one of the people that used to be my friend. Um, because I went around and the their dog wasn't allowed on the sofa, which I kind of get, but at the same time, it's just a piece of furniture. They're a living creature. Um, but he tried jumping up, and my friend just turns around and whacks him on the nose. I'm like, what the fuck you doing? Like, is
Oof.
that's a living being. That's living, breathing. Like, it's got his own thoughts. You can't just hurt someone or well a animal because it's not obeying your command.
Yeah, that's what I feel about collars.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna put a collar. You're not my property. You're my companion. I wouldn't put a collar on, my husband or my child if I had one, and I do give them a lot of respect, and a lot of with my training is of course, you do have to train them to stay and all that. You don't want them running out the door or anything. But a lot of my animals, I can just talk to them, and I actually had a friend the other day that was, they were like, I said, excuse me to my dog because they were, standing there and I said, oh, excuse me. And they kind of laughed and they're like, I've never heard somebody say excuse me to their dog before. And I'm like, why wouldn't you?
Right.
And he knew exactly what I was talking about. Oh, and then he'd kind of walk. He moved, and yeah, then he followed me. But yeah, I said excuse me, and it was really weird that somebody found that odd.
Yeah, it's just treat living creatures with respect. They'll treat it back to you. Obviously, not some creatures. Snakes, for example, won't. Don't.
Yeah, no, there are certain pets that I don't understand people having. Which I mean, I get it, but I don't like lizards. Even though I think there are lizards, there are certain people I've seen that have a special bond with lizards.
It depends which sort of animals that you like. For example, I would
Yeah.
absolutely love to have a gecko. Geckos are cute.
Oh,
They're
aren't they
adorable.
so neat? Or like
Right.
those, well, we call them horny toads here, but I think they're called bearded lizards.
Yeah.
I think those things are really neat. And I've actually seen online of a bearded lizard that actually comes whenever it's called. And when the owner comes home, it gets like excited and it like comes to the owner, which I was like, oh, wow. Like I didn't realize that lizards, which is something weird to say, that they would have that kind of feel towards something
Oh
like
yeah.
someone. So that's a very special thing. Birds, I don't really get people having birds.
No, I don't get that either.
Uh, yeah, I mean they're cool. They can talk, but and people do have very special bonds with birds. But um, yeah, even cats are pushing it for me because cats are very free creatures.
They are.
Um, and like I said, I'm kind of a hypocrite because I have inside cats. They do have an enclosure that they go outside and they can have the sun and play around, but they were raised indoors their whole life that they wouldn't last very long outside.
Right.
So
Yeah. I mean, it depends if you've got a way to to look after them, then go for it. But if you can't look after a pet, don't or an animal, don't have
no.
one. As in,
And don't just chain it in your backyard. I never
don't.
get why people get dogs and then they just chain them in their backyard and then they just sit there their whole life.
It's
It's
just
like why did you get a dog? And I'm like, you never bring it inside. They're like, no, we just feed it outside. It's outside all year. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I get if it wasn't chained or,
also
our dog growing up, we were in the country. We didn't even have a fence, so he could have ran off at any time he damn well pleased, and he chose not to.
because you respect them
But
enough.
it's yeah, and that's kind of us country people. That's kind of how we do that with animals. They have free roam, but they choose to stay.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you can think because yes, they get fed and all that stuff, but um, yeah, we never were big into chaining up dogs or anything like that.
No.
Um, because it's like like I said, you're not my slave. You're not my property. You're my companion.
Yeah. Exactly.
So but the cats, yeah, the cats stay inside because I know Tina
Cats like
wouldn't
to
last
explore.
a day outside. She's
Yeah.
she's like the dog from. Have you seen Oliver and Company?
Which dog are we talking about?
The poodle one.
The poodle.
The one that's
Yes.
yeah, the one that's like, oh my life. That's her. She would not know what to do, going outside, around other cats
A
and
proper
stuff. She would
diva.
be just like, oh gosh. She is. She'd be like, oh my gosh. There's dirt everywhere.
Oh no, my paws have got this black substance on it.
Yeah. Oh gosh, this cat's trying to fight me and I didn't do anything. It's just like she wouldn't know what the hell to do.
uh, so, it's mini game. It's mini game time. Why do I keep going like a whole
Ooh.
American mini game? Mini game.
Minigame.
Mini
I love it.
game.
You should.
It's a
Minigame.
it's a mini game time. This is called Pet Party. You could probably
Okay.
get the gist of it. But imagine you're throwing a birthday party for your pet. What would the theme be? What would the special activities be? And what would the best guest list be for your pet? Go.
Oh, the activities would be I would do a little course. Like, where they go through the little tubes and jump over stuff. They'd have like a little fun physical activity course. Um the theme of the party would be perfect, okay?
Yeah.
Um for the cats, for the dogs, we could do like a woofing good time. Maybe like a old style 50s where they can wear like top hats and monocles or something fun like that. And get by guest list, what do you mean? Like who I would invite or
Yeah. Like, are there like neighborhood pets that have come along for play dates and that sort of thing? Would you invite them? You know, would the other
Oh,
pets be invited to this party, or would they have to sit this one out?
yes, yes, why not? The more the merrier. It'd be an open invitation to whoever wants to come.
Yeah,
And be the distinguished gentleman.
of course, of
That's a
course.
distinguished gentleman. Oh, indubitably. So yes, come run our obstacle course. Yes, we will judge you.
Love that. Love that. Would Would your cat get a little dress up, with the little hat or something? Like I don't know what you let your cats wear. Like if they want to dress up.
Oh gosh, I would let her pick out her own outfit. They are so picky. They could just pick out their own outfits, or they might just run in their little naked fur bodies.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. No,
Whatever they prefer. We can't tell cats to do anything.
no, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean,
We
it's
can't
they
even
should call it birthday
we can
suit for a reason.
advise them,
Yeah,
but they're like teenagers. They're gonna go, oh yeah, great, and then they're not gonna come home at the time of curfew. We all know that.
yeah. Well, that is perfect. That is brilliant. I love those answers. I love
I
that
got it
birthday party.
perfect.
Got it perfect. I was like, I now want to turn into an animal. Like, could you throw me that birthday party, please?
You ain't kidding.
Oh.
The animal jokes could go on for days.
Oh. Okay. It's time to
Sorry.
flip the table. The table has
Okay.
now been flipped.
Okay.
You now have up to 5 questions you can ask me. I must answer with complete honesty. No lying whatsoever. I can't avoid the question. I can't do anything to stop you. You have 5 questions. Go for it.
What is your greatest accomplishment to yourself?
My greatest accomplishment.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Possibly working in multiple different types of work. As in, I first started off working in McDonald's, as most people do with their first job. I then moved from McDonald's to go to a cleaning job, where the hours were crap, the pay was even crappier, but the people were awesome. I remember that the place I worked at was a trampoline park.
Oh,
There's,
that's fun.
yeah, I mean, it's fun going to a trampoline park. Cleaning up the mess, not so much.
Right. Poop bouncing around would be a rough one, or puke, either one.
Puke, stinky, cheesy feet smells. Ugh.
Ooh. I loved how you gagged. I know right then and there you probably
Yeah,
just smelt it. Like
yeah,
mentally, you're like, oh, I'll never get that
yeah.
out of my
Never get
mind.
out of my mind. For example, I can't eat McDonald's to this day without gagging because working there. Um,
Ah,
from
right.
cleaning, I then moved on to. Oh God, what did I do after that? Oh, it was an office job. I then moved on to being a pensions advisor. I get a lot of angry customers over the phone, basically. A lot of old people yelling at me. And basically going, oh, I can't look into my pensions, can you help me please? Or just yelling, going, I'm so useless. And me sitting there going, I'm so sorry, sir, madam. I will try and help you through this, just please stay calm. I understand that it's very difficult right now. Unfortunately, you can't speak to my manager, as they are currently unavailable. I just want to say to people, if you've ever worked in an office job, you get a little script, you get a little thing. This little scripture, basically tells you never to let them talk to a manager, in bold writing, no matter how much they insist. Basically, wait for them not to have to deal with this, but rather you to receive all the shit that comes along with this. That was a decent paying job. That was 26,000 a year.
Oh. Well, your mental health might have suffered, but
Yeah, no, I
now
left
you have
that
enough
job.
money to get therapy.
I left that job and I was happy to leave that job. So, just a rundown: 16 to 17 was McDonald's. 17 to 18 was a cleaning job. 18 to 19. Bear in mind that I was still studying. 18 to 19 was the office job. So this was a missed, because in the UK we do college and then we go to uni. So this was a part-time office position, which pays 26,000. Full-time was 31,500. So 21,500. Part-time was 26,000. So you could tell why they were paying so much for what you had to do.
Right.
So I was still studying for uni. I was going to uni classes on the days off, so I was dealing with a lot of, stuff going through my head. After that, I then moved on to management, in which I moved on to Pizza Hut, a part-time kitchen manager. And there was this last there that I was also working with, who was the other kitchen manager. So there were two kitchen managers, one to deal with one set of shifts, another to deal with another set, and she got the easy shifts, and I'm talking the days just started off. I got the evening shifts, because obviously university work. So that was, I believe it or not, I only did jobs for 1 year each time as I went on. So that was that was half a year. That was about 6-7 months. I was in that job. And then when I turned 20, because obviously I had just about finished up with university. It was actually my last year. I then I was going through my studies, so I didn't have a job for a while. Then I turned 21. In which I had thankfully got a position as head chef
Oh.
in multiple different restaurants. Which is it was very straining. I was doing 9-hour shifts per job. I was head chef in Wagamama's. It's a Japanese restaurant for those that don't live in the UK. And also head kitchen position for a little pub near mine that I unfortunately did not get to see the end of till I turned 22. During 21-22, I then got diagnosed with MS. Then over the time span, I was then told I could no longer work. I had to drop what, in my opinion, was one of the very best jobs that I've ever had, as working as a head chef. I did what I liked. I cooked. I cooked. I had a team behind me. It was fun. But unfortunately, due to my condition, I was told to stop working. I was not allowed to work anymore.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah. MS is a bitch, but I will never forget those jobs. Those jobs are literally burned into my brain. And yeah. So 21, 22. So 21, actually no, double checking those dates. Yes, it was 21. So at the age of 21, halfway through my thing, I just finished off uni. I then went down into the head chef position. Halfway through, I got diagnosed with MS. I started working while I was there. I went blind in my left eye for 6 months, in which, obviously, after working there for almost a year, then suddenly going blind, the doctors took that as, oh shit, this isn't good for you because the stress and the strain, the heat of the kitchen, everything like that. They told me to stop working. So yeah, that is my tale, my story. I'll answer your first question.
Yes. No, that was great. I loved hearing about it. That's actually amazing. I didn't know you were a head chef.
I know how to cook many dishes.
So I'm talking to like a prodigy here. That's pretty cool.
Bear in mind,
Hell yeah.
I had no qualifications, nothing like that. It's simply a message to you guys of, if you want to do something, if your goal is to do something that you have no qualifications for, still go for it. You never know what life's going to
Go for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. And that actually kind of brings me randomly to my next question is if you could talk to anybody, dead or alive, for 1 hour, who would you talk to?
Talk to anybody dead or alive for 1
Or
hour.
live, whether they're people you knew, people that were famous, people, anybody. Who would it be?
I'm gonna be honest, there's a lot of people that I'd want to talk to, but one of them would be Robin Williams, obviously.
Oh,
I feel like he'd
good
be a really
answer,
funny
yes.
guy, and I feel like I could get on really well with him. He's got like a chaotic amount of energy, and I know that he was using his depression to fuel that, or was using that as a distraction. But yeah, I would love to talk to him, most definitely. Albert Einstein would be another one I want to talk to, and one that's
Ooh, good
alive
one.
right now, Gordon Ramsay. I would love to cook a meal
Whenever you're
for
saying
Gordon
head
Ramsay.
chef, that's who I went to. That's who
Yeah.
I went to. I think he's brilliant. He's fun. He's passionate. And he's fucking honest.
He is honest.
I
He's
love
very
his
honest.
honesty.
I would love to be able
I
to
love
cook
that
one meal
about
for him.
him.
That is, honestly, that is on my bucket list. To be able to cook one meal for Gordon Ramsay and have him be utterly, brutally honest with me.
Well, if he ever listens to this podcast, I hope he takes you up on that.
Me too.
And you can sit down and eat your meal and have a chat with him. I hope wholeheartedly that happens for you.
I really hope that does come true. But hey, who knows? Who knows? Maybe if I get really famous on social media, he'll just pop up and go, I can't do a Gordon Ramsay impression, unfortunately. But say hi and just be like, hey, I heard your podcast. Let's do it. Anyway, there you go. Those are my three answers. Albert Einstein, Robin Williams, and, of course, the really awesome chef, Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. He is the goat of the chef world for sure. My next question is, have you ever witnessed a miracle? And if you have, what did you witness?
Yes, I have witnessed a miracle. Which I may, of course, said miracle to happen. I'm not calling myself Jesus, or anything like that. I'm not saying in any sort of way that I'm the Messiah, okay? I'm just a very naughty boy. No. So, there was a time that I was at a swimming pool, and these idiot parents, like me, these idiots, truly idiotic people, had left their kid alone in the swimming pool, and they weren't watching whatsoever, and he went under.
Shit.
The lifeguard wasn't around at all. There was no lifeguard present, and so I dived in. Because obviously I see this fucking kid drowning. I get him out, and I just quickly checking if he's still breathing and everything. He wasn't. He wasn't breathing. So I did
Oh my god.
chest compressions, and I managed to get him breathing again. And I I still have nightmares about that day. You know, not nightmares that I saved him, more nightmares that it actually happened and I was there. And
But he started breathing. Like he's okay. He was fine. Well, at least
like
as fine as he could be.
chest compress. He was shaking. Obviously, I managed to chest compress, and he obviously he pushed up the water again. But he was fine. He was fine after that.
Oh wow.
Yeah, there's a miracle for you. I saved someone from drowning.
Yes, that's a very good miracle, actually. And I'm sorry that you still have thoughts about it,
Yeah,
but at least you can set ashore that he's alive because of you, and he's probably doing great things.
he
I
probably
hope.
is. Yeah, hopefully he got through school well. Like he was around about 5 or 6, and usually when you're 5 or 6, you go into the kiddie pool. But no, the parents let him go into the big one. But yeah,
Okay.
always in mind, very caring about kids, as in like, kids having a bad day, ask if they're okay. Don't be an absolute fucking asshole and just neglect your children for the life of you. Don't do it. Anywho,
Absolutely.
next question.
Next question. What are we up to? 4, 3,
This is your first
5th?
question was about my work,
Mhm.
or rather my
Accomplishments. Yeah.
accomplishments. Second question was who would I meet when if I could speak to anybody, who would I meet if they're alive or dead. Third one
Mhm.
was miracles, and this is your fourth one.
Fourth one. Why did you decide to do this podcast? What made you feel like you wanted to do this?
This I actually used to do this in the early days of streaming, a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Roll the
No,
credits
yeah.
going up. No.
Between the battle between no, I'm joking. Uh, so I wanted to do this because I wanted to help people. I wanted to help those that whether very well known or kind of get the word out there about the channels and help them grow. This was always like a growth sort of thing, and also I like talking. I like asking questions. I like talking to people. It's always interesting to find out more about somebody. So the reason why I started it was because I thought it was a good idea. I thought there are not many talk show podcasts on Twitch. Like if you were to
There's
go
not.
into the just chatting right now, you'd find a lot of people on there. Some just talking about stupid random shit. Um, Obviously not all shit's random or stupid. And yeah, you would find some lasses in bikinis simply looking to get the views, the money, and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And obviously there's also some guys and complete topless on there. Literally, go and look right now. Just chatting. Check out the most viewed people, and then you'll see. Um, but I looked around and I scoured it. I found a couple of people doing like podcasts and that sort of thing, and I've always found it really interesting to just really get to know people through, like, not really serious questioning, but rather just a fun and awesome time where you can just really get to know a person, get to know what they like, what they're passionate about, what they're creative about, and that's what drove me to do this sort of thing. And the fact that I stopped, I shouldn't have stopped. Shouldn't have stopped whatsoever. Um, but now I brought it back. I think that this is going to be a long time thing where I can just get to know more about people, like those that's all growing on Twitch, like you, Sway, and those that have already grown, and just get to
Oh,
know the
wow.
real ins and outs about that person rather than the two-dimensional thing that you see on your screen.
I love that. That is awesome.
Plus, it also adds depth to their whole persona whilst they're on Twitch. Okay.
It does, it really does. And I like how you go into depth because even in streams, you can get to know people, but there's certain things that you ask questions that even kind of threw me off of stuff that people don't think to ask.
No, they really don't. They don't, and
Yeah, they
it's
really don't. I mean, they'll kind of ask you about your life, or they'll ask you about the gameplay, but they don't ask you certain questions that you do really get to know. Even, what kind of a person, what makes them tick, and what their intentions are as well.
yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly, and it's it is good to find out more about a person, especially those that are behind the camera and they're talking to you. Always in with my community, I'm extremely open. I'm extremely honest. I don't like to sugarcoat things. I don't like to shroud you guys in complete mystery about who I am, what I do, or anything like that. The whole reason why when people ask me what you got up to today, I'll be like, oh, I woke up, I made breakfast for myself, did this, did that. Like, it just get to know the person behind the persona. Obviously, if they're comfortable with this. But on Twitch, most people do have a persona. They might be struggling.
They do. They do. And that's something I don't know if you've noticed or anybody has, that I don't have a persona
No.
on Twitch. I am who I am. And that's why I think that's why I like doing it so much. I think if you put a character on, I've seen those people, that you could tell they're putting a character on. And I can tell as well that people in chats, at least I know I can usually tell the difference between the people who are just being them and the people that they're trying to be a character,
Right. Exactly.
And it's like, if you're a boring person that just wants to play games and not say anything, do that.
Yeah.
Don't be this fakeness, because at least I can see through it. I don't know if everybody else can, but I'm sure they can. You know what I mean? Most people are like,
Yeah.
oh,
I mean,
okay.
some part of persona is okay. I'm
Yeah, sometimes you got to up it a little bit. You want some energy, but yeah, don't be somebody completely different,
no,
you
no.
know.
Oh no, like honestly, keep some aspects of yourself for all to see. If you're
Cuz
crashing,
the
okay, you're
mask will
crashing.
fall off sooner or later
It will.
and you will crash and burn, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can't keep that mask on forever. So, but yeah, there are times where you do have to kind of pump it up a little bit. You got to be a little bit more, maybe you're not feeling as excited that day, but you still kind of maybe push yourself, but then you put yourself in that position of, okay, I was psyching myself out, but now I really am excited. Like, now
Exactly.
I really am feeling good. You know what I mean? So that does kind of help. I see what you mean there.
Yeah. I mean, alternatively, it can crash. As in, like, if you go into stream and you're not feeling 100%, and you put on this big brave face, and something might happen in the game, and it causes you to crash and burn. As in, like, your energy would go down faster if you were acting. 110.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
All
So
right.
my last question is a little bit of a heartfelt, but who in your life has supported you the most and continues to do so?
Honestly, my community.
That's such a beautiful answer.
I'm not just saying that because I'm live right now and I've got a camera in my face. Um, put the story out there. My parents did not support me. I actually got kicked out when I was 16. Which my
I'm
second
sorry.
family then took me in because it was my best friends. Family are like, oh, we'll help you out. And as long as we can. So when I first started streaming, yeah, I would say that this community here, the brilliant people that are currently watching, and who come into streams, they talk to me. You guys support me mentally. You really do. You make every day worth coming on here and just to talk to you guys, and do exciting things like this when it comes to collabs, when it comes to making a name for myself on Twitch, as well as just where I can just talk. Where I can talk and you will, like, hopefully you listen. Um, hopefully you interact, so all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I would just say the people on here, that you guys are what makes it special.
So great. I love that. I love that. See, I learned a lot more about you through those 5 questions as well.
Unfortunately, the monkey paw has closed all of his fists. I know.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm happy with that though.
You
I'm
happy
happy
with
with
that?
that.
Are you happy with your
Yeah.
wishes?
I am. I'm happy with my options. I think those were good ones.
Those are really good questions, and I hope that you enjoyed the answers. As I said before,
I did.
I never lie, and I make a big point of that. Um, okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are almost nearing the end of this fantastic talk show. So we leave on what can either be a very positive note or very negative note with the very last segment of the show, which is mental health journey and final thoughts. I know.
Oh
Almost there.
boy. Okay.
And I know that you're
We're reaching
passionate.
the climax.
We're reaching the climax, and this time it won't be orgasmic. It will be rather celebratory. So
Yes.
I know that you're passionate about being a mental health advocate,
Yes.
and thank you so much for sharing in previous conversations with me behind the screen, as well as today on this talk show, about you know your situation. But I'd like to dive a little
Yes.
bit deeper, as well as the bravery with your community as well, who have come in and they have also supported you. Can you share
Yes.
a piece of advice that you wish you had heard when you first started facing your own health battles?
Um. Never give up. Never get up. Never give up. Every day is a new day, and have a good day because you made it a great day.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what I have to say to people, because especially like you as well, people that are battling illnesses, whether it be mental or physical or both.
Yeah,
There are some days that you don't. I know there has been some days even for me that I'm like, what's the point of getting out of bed? Why? It's just it's tough, it's hard,
it's taxing.
and I just really want to tell those people that you know what? You can have your bad days. It's okay not to be okay that day. Like it's okay. But you know, keep going and have a good day because you made it a good day. Don't wait for the universe to make it a good day. You make it a good day.
Exactly. If you're not going to
Um,
do something and you've got the money to do so, go and do it.
yeah, go and do it. As far as I know, you only live once. As far as I know, I could be wrong. And it's hard, especially because I have autoimmune diseases and I'm tired all the time.
Yeah,
But I refuse to let my disease depict on who I am. So I'm
100%.
somebody suffering with this, but I am not that, if that makes sense.
Yeah, you're not suffering, you're battling. The battle
Yeah,
never ends. So
the
what should
battle
you?
never ends. Never ends. And that, if you have, and especially with mental, people care.
Yeah,
Somebody cares. No matter what, even if you're like, well, I don't have friends, I barely have family, somebody cares. And you're not alone. You're not alone at all. There are people all the time, every day, that are battling with stuff as well. And if you feel like you want to do something bad to yourself, please reach out. Reach out to a suicide hotline, reach out to a friend, a family. I mean, reach out to maybe somebody in a stream, just saying, hey, I'm having a really bad day, and just come on and talk to them and just know that you are important
yeah,
and you are special and you being you is just it's enough, and you are a very gift to this world,
you
and
are.
you are very cherished and loved.
Exactly, exactly. And
Very cherished and loved.
Sway and I are both in the same box here. Even if you want to come onto stream when you're having a seriously bad day and you're like, hey, do you mind if I come play some games with you? Like today's going
Yeah,
really bad. Do it. Hop onto a call with me. Like obviously,
absolutely.
don't distract yourself from your problems. A distraction only lasts so long. So obviously, seek help, but at the same time, have something that will help you manage. Don't just sit
Yes,
there.
absolutely. Find hobbies. Life is, there's so much beauty in life. And I know this may not sound realistic, but it's true. Every day I wake up and I'm happy to be here.
Exactly.
Um, I'm happy to be here. I go outside and I love feeling the sun on my skin, and sometimes even a nice walk of just getting out and seeing the beauty of life and that it's worth living, and everybody has their card that's going to be punched out one day.
Yeah.
Everybody. And don't rush that. Enjoy this moment, and if you're having a bad day, feel the feelings of having that bad day. Allow yourself to feel sad, to be angry, but don't stew in it,
No, exactly.
because it's going to get better, and there's not a situation where there's no way out, you know and just keep
100%.
keep fighting the good fight, because I've had many of family and loved ones that I've lost to
Yeah.
mental illness, and just know that you are loved, and you do not want to give that pain to your loved ones, and they are there for you, and they will help you fight, whether it be friends, chat, and I know, at least me, and I know Table, like he said, I mean, you could jump to any one of our streams and just hang out, whether you want to say something or whether you don't want to say a thing, and just enjoy laughs and fun,
You will never be judged.
and never, no, never. I like, my quote is stay weird. I
Yeah.
love people who are authentically themselves, no matter how weird you are, no matter what you look like, no matter anything. It doesn't matter. I will accept it.
Exactly.
And we celebrate those weirdness about within ourselves in my chat, in my stream, as we celebrate our weirdness, our quirks, our differences, stuff we used to be bullied for. You know what? That's what makes us who we are, and you should be proud of it,
And yeah,
because you were recognized of being different than everybody else, and that is a special thing.
110%.
You just, sadly enough, people are assholes, and some of them like to make fun of you for it, but in all reality, that makes you who you are.
Yes, definitely. And even if life seems grey and it seems dark and seems like it's black and white, it's not. There's always color. You just gotta look around.
Always.
You just gotta look within yourself and look towards the good times rather than the bad times, and focus on that. Like, I mean, I've known many people that have gone down the routes of wanting to commit, wanting to end their own life, and it's too early for game over, guys. It really is.
No, it really is. And your card will be punched one day. Just
Yeah,
don't rush it.
yeah,
There's no
exactly.
point in rushing it.
Like, don't
There's no point.
do not join that fast travel item clue queue.
No.
Sorry, queue, not clue, a queue. Don't join
Yeah.
that queue. Okay, focus on yourself, fight for yourself, and fight for what matters to you. Please.
Yeah, it's like in a game, you don't want to end the game when it, just started. You want to explore, have fun, get scared, get happy, get sad. It's all beauty of life, even pain, and if you're struggling mentally, just please reach out to anybody you can. And if somebody's giving you those thoughts, get away from them.
Yeah,
Don't, entrust yourself, and trust yourself to know what's good for you and what's not.
exactly. If there are people bringing you down, cut them out. They're really not worth it.
And please do not resort to things I did as a kid, which is drugs and alcohol. That's not the road you want to go down. I've been there. I have a t-shirt to prove it.
Yeah,
um and
I
there are people out there like Table and myself and many others that really do care about
we do.
mental health and people's well-being, you know and yeah, I just think that and where I live in America, sadly enough, we do not take mental health as seriously as we should. um
I don't think many
Getting
places do.
counseling is expensive, and some people cannot afford that, which, if you can, I really do urge, if you need counseling, there's nothing wrong with that
There's really nothing wrong.
whatsoever, and you should never be ashamed of it. And to use resources that you can.
Yeah.
And if you are in the US, just know that there are people out there and there are resources out there that can help you.
Even if it's
Um,
not a professional. And I say
yeah,
from the
even
bottom
if
of my
it's not
heart.
a professional. Honestly, my counselor is my dog. He listens very well and he doesn't judge. But but yeah, and even there are some people I know that do get support animals that have really saved their lives as well. And if you think that's a road you want to go down, and if you think you can, take care of an animal, and if that would help you, that's also another route as well to get a friend.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Um,
Take care of them and then they'll take care of you.
yes, take care of them. Like you said, there's people out there I know that have scorpions that they love, and it brings them joy, and more power to you. I don't get it, but more power to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And to yeah. It's whoa. That's another story anyways.
That's another story.
And yeah, that's another story for another day. But yeah, and I know that you feel the same way, Table, that I just always want to let people know you are not alone.
You're not alone.
You are not.
It's okay to not be okay, as the
It's
saying goes
okay
for
not to
Suicide
be
Hotline.
okay.
Yeah.
It is.
All right. Now, as I said before, messages are always open on Discord. I might re-download that again afterwards. Well, I mean, I still got it. I've got it on my PC, but on my phone, I'll re-download it. If anyone wants to reach out, my inbox is always open. If you're not yet joined the server, then exclamation mark Discord and get yourselves in there. Rain, whilst we were talking, said, "Y'all are doing God's work by offering yourselves to help and support others. I have mad respect for those who put themselves forward to help someone who's struggling. Appreciate it, guys. Much love." All the
Absolutely.
love to you.
Yeah, no problem. Because I think, Table, I think as well, I've been in a very dark place and I know what it's like
Yeah.
to be in that place. And I don't want anybody to feel that way, even though I know people will. And I just want to be a hand or a light to let you know that, like, hey, I've been there. I've been in through addiction, abuse. I've been through it all, and it's just like I'm here, and you can come out. You can come out strong, and you are a beautiful soul, and you should really love yourself,
Yeah.
and put that work towards yourself of knowing that you are worth it.
110%. Definitely do that. Definitely put work into yourself. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right, we are going to move away from this question. Not because I want to move away from it, because, I know that a lot of people have been gone through some stuff, and I don't want you to feel neglected or disrespected. Oh, here we go. Rain says, "I think most people have been in the dark place, myself included. Made some choices I'm not proud of, but I'm always here to try and support, and that's what makes you awesome." Um,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
so we are going to talk about your personal challenges.
Okay.
We're going to be talking about lupus and sciatic. Sci- did I say that right?
Psoriatic arthritis.
Psoriatic. Thank you very much. Psoriatic arthritis. Now, these are powerful challenges, as in they're very difficult
Yes.
fights. How have they shaped your perspective today?
I'm more grateful for what I have than what I don't have.
Good answer. I love that.
Yes.
And yeah, same here. That exact same. We both got also immune diseases,
Yes, we do.
and yeah, just it literally it just makes me so grateful for what I do have, and it was
Yeah,
the
because
same for you.
it's easy to get mixed up in the, oh, I wish I could do this, or I wish I had that, or I wish, but in all reality, we're doing great. We're doing amazing. And I have to sit down, and I have to, sometimes I do have to remind myself of all the good things that I have in my life, and to be proud of those things.
Would you say
And
that's what keeps you grounded and hopeful on those tough days?
it really does. It really does. And with my illnesses, like I said, a big one is tired. It attacks your joints, your organs, your tissues, and some days is really rough.
to get through. Some days is so, I'm sure with you too. It's some days you just are
Honestly,
like,
that is
what's
most
the
days.
point? Like Jesus, this is horrid. But I just remember that, like, oh, I've got such good things. I've got good support. I've got good people behind me. I've got, air in my lungs. I can do this.
And that is very, very admirable. It really is. The fact that you're fighting the good fight, you never stop. You always focus on the good things rather than the bad things. Always focus on good things, chat. Always focus on the good things. Don't focus on the bad. Bad will bring you down. Good will lift you up.
And I do believe yours and mine are kind of the same, as people call it kind of a silent illness, because people look at us.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many times you've heard this. I can count on millions of fingers. You don't look sick.
I've heard that. I've heard that a lot. Apart from
And
very
I'm
bad
like, well,
days.
thank you for that. But
Yeah.
I am.
I mean,
you
hey,
know.
over here getting benefits, I was turned down several times before I got any sort of disability help. Because every time that they chose to meet up with me to talk about me, to diagnose me, or to judge me on my illness, because that's literally what they do here in the UK, is that they judge how bad you are, and they give you a huge big stack of papers where you have to fill out every single last thing, and ask you very personal questions, by the way. Very personal questions. That, and in person as well. I went through that 4 times until I finally got it last year. Didn't have my
Oh, I'm
disability help
glad you
whatsoever.
finally got it. I'm glad somebody finally understood. That, yeah, they look at me and they say, "Oh, you don't look sick,"
The
and I'm like,
only,
"Well,
yeah,
thanks. I feel sick. Like, I'm glad I don't look sick. Like, what? Like, just because somebody doesn't look sick doesn't mean they're
no,
not."
exactly.
I've been
Sun goes,
battling with
yeah,
lupus since I was 19 years old. I was just a kid, and I went to doctors after doctors telling me it's in your head. Like, we can't find anything wrong with you. When really, in reality, the first doctor I went to did a full panel on me, and if she would have looked at it, she would have seen that I had it back then. And I
the,
finally got a doctor that listened to me and that figured it out. And
yeah.
I'm very grateful for Dr. H. Shout out to Dr. H.
Massive shout
and
out to Dr. H. You can go follow
To
him
Dr.
here.
H. She's
It's great.
amazing.
It's
She's
fantastic.
amazing. She took me seriously, because after a while I thought I was crazy. I'm like, well, what if I am crazy? And I always urge people, if you don't feel good and you haven't felt good for a long time, don't take no for an answer. Go, keep going,
Yeah,
because your body will tell you if there's something wrong. And it's like, well, my hands don't just swell up for no reason. Why am I feeling tired at the age of 19? Why do I wake up feeling like I never slept? And so and that's something I'd like to bring awareness to, is that illnesses like what we have, it does get pushed aside a lot, and to be an advocate for yourself in the medical field and to speak up for yourself.
yes, most definitely. Get your voice out there. Get it heard.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings me to our next question. If you could send a message to the others fighting these silent illnesses, or rather these invisible battles right now, what would it be?
It would be, don't let it hold you back. It would be the same thing. You're not your illness.
No.
You're you. And like what you said, if you want to do something, do it.
Yes, exactly.
You know,
Those dealing with
do it. If you,
silent illnesses.
it,
Go on. Sorry, I interrupted.
no, yeah, exactly. Just do it. Do it. If you want to be an actor, do it. If you want to be a painter, if you want to, build a house, do it. It may be rough, but you know what? You can do it.
Yeah, as long as you've got lungs, well, air in your lungs. I mean, yeah, as long as you've got lungs, that as
Yeah.
well.
That's
Um,
a good thing.
that's
That's
a
a
very
good
good
thing. You're
thing.
in the right
Yeah,
direction.
yeah, yeah, as long as you have air in your lungs, a brain in your head, and you know, things work. Not all things need to work, but you can do what you want to do. Just have to put your mind to it. The only thing
and
stopping you
that
right now is yourself.
And there's communities out there that will also help you that are fighting the same things you do.
Exactly.
You
For
know, there's
example,
communities you can talk to people that are going through what you're going through and can help. And my door's always open for people that are fighting, these things too.
yeah,
I'm not a doctor, so I can't, I can't tell you what you have, but I will definitely be a support for you through your journeys as well. And
and
I
you
mean,
do.
like, look what Table's doing.
Yeah.
He's doing what he wants to do. He's doing podcasts, streaming. He's doing all this amazing things, and he doesn't let his illness slow him down in that fact.
No, there
So
is.
that's a very admirable thing.
You say that now, but after this, I'm taking a break. So
That's okay. You need breaks too, and that's another thing too is don't push yourself
yes,
too hard.
yes, definitely don't push yourself too hard.
If your body tells you you need a break, you need a damn break.
Yes, exactly, exactly. And if you guys ever get distressed by talking to Sway, no, I'm joking. But regardless, if any of you do get stressed out, then I do have some, some educational knowledge about psychology, and I can sit down with you and I can talk you through it. I can try and bring up those feelings again, or rather, not bring them up, but help you get through them. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. I'm getting a little bit tired. Oh, I'm not gonna lie to you. But yes, with that, SwayKween, you have been an inspiration on so many levels, from
Oh, thank you.
creativity to resilience. I have to thank you for sharing your heart with us today. Thank you very much.
Oh,
You've been
you're
absolutely
welcome.
amazing.
Thank you for having me on here.
It's been an absolute joy. And yeah, everyone, please go and follow SwayKween if you've not yet gone to follow them. Support her amazing work, and let's keep lifting each other up. Let's not keep putting people down. Okay?
Kindness is key.
Rain, exactly. You can come to me about that. And kindness is key. But yes, this has been another incredible episode of Tabletop Talks. Thank you all so much for joining us for the chaotic band of a show where horror, comedy, creativity, and heart all jam together. Until the next time, stay creative, stay compassionate, and stay legendary. But until then, may you all roll those natural 20s. And this time, we didn't roll in that one. I will catch you guys in later. Once again, thank you so much, Sway, for an awesome
Thank
interview.
you.
Thanks so much for being here. And don't be worried, you'll be getting your t-shirt in the mail when I have made it and sent it off. For the little token
Okay,
for your very own visit here.
awesome. I'm excited.
But yes, much love to all of you. Once again, thank you so much. And if you wish to watch this back, I will be posting it either on YouTube or simply as the VOD, as you see here. If you miss any sort of questions, then you know where to look. But yes, thank you guys. I'll catch you guys in a bit.